Hello. It's a step.
Please increase the font size.
Okay. Better now? Yeah. Okay. So I will be using one instance from here. I'll be using maybe group 12 as Jagandusar told me to use this. So to start an instance, it's quite easy. So you just go to the compute instance page on that particular account, and you just have to start this instance. So this will start it. So it will take some time to start, and basically then there will be a green sign here indicating that the instance is on. So everybody has set up how to log into instances, right? Can I get a check if everybody has done that before, right? Everybody is able to do it. Can you please write in the chat if you have done it? I think all these things were already set up while the data pipeline was being taught, so this shouldn't be a problem. So we see that this instance is on. There's a green tick, and now we can try to log into this instance, right? So the easiest way to log into this instance is that you can copy the gcloud command here and go to your local terminal and basically just paste this command. And if the command line utility is properly installed in a system and configured with your email ID, you will be able to log into this instance. So it is asking me whether you would like to install NVIDIA driver. Yes, I would like to install. So it is installed. Just to check if the driver is installed or not, because sometimes it can give some glitches. I'll do NVIDIA SMI. Okay, this is not working. So there's an issue with the GPU instances on Google. So there's a way to fix that. So I'll have to patch the driver. I can basically give those commands to you as well, but those commands are fairly straightforward. So basically you just install the driver on your own. So these are the commands. So this command basically just fetches NVIDIA driver from a public bucket. Okay, so you just copy it here. We'll try to download something. It is downloaded, and now you just basically have to repatch everything. So
Andrew sir, you can copy and paste in the chat box so that
yeah. I will do. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, all the instances are like actually closed. We have to switch it on or.
Yes. So Pandu sir, can they start on their own, or I should?
No. It is off already stopped. You can resume it, but make sure in your group you are only working. Okay. Otherwise,
Okay,
if all 6 will do the same thing, no, then it will be a problem. Okay.
sir,
So
but actually group 4, but the permission which I have received for is the ASR DS second one, sir, account.
No, you are actually belongs to which group? Means
Group
not
4,
the volunteer, not volunteer. Actually belongs to
group 2, sir.
So you have to use group 2 account.
Sir, but I don't have permission to use group 2, sir. Like in this it is only. Sir, in this
Actually, Jagabantu, I think there is some confusion with groups. Like all the groups, like you have to tell one person probably, and they will do it. So otherwise, it will be like everybody will be trying to access that, and
Okay.
it might be problem.
Yes, sir. It is a confusion, sir. So slightly just.
Yeah, maybe Lalaram, you can ask one person from the group to run. Others can wait and see. Huh?
Jagbandhu.
Yeah.
In my PC, it is showing 10, 11, 12, 7, 8, and 9. So originally, I belong to group 3. In which group I have to go?
I have to see what is the thing happening.
Anirudh, kindly copy and paste the command.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Do that. There was some other issue as well. Let's see. You have to run these commands one by one. If NVIDIA SMI is not working, first check whether it's working or not. Ideally, it should work, but recently Google Cloud actually, changed some driver configurations due to which this NVIDIA integration is not so smooth for the past 1 or 2 weeks. That's why we are facing this issue. Otherwise, usually this process is very seamless. Okay. Let's try to see now. And it is showing this. Okay. Let me try to run these commands now. This is already there. Then there was this ch mode. Okay. And
Yeah, Anirudh, is this patch is for a specific operating system like Ubuntu?
yeah, so the operating system I have already selected. So that is the deep learning for Linux, and this is a Debian based OS. So you don't have to select that. This should
Actually,
work.
I am getting one error like OS error, operation not permitted.
On which instance are you trying to do it?
Group 9.
Group 9 on account 2, right? This one.
So actually group
Yes.
9 I was also accessing.
Okay, this is strange. Let me just check, because here it's working for me.
My operating system is CentOS actually.
Group 9. Just let me check. Oh, so this one was not created by me. Okay, so this one was on already an image that was Kali based.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Maybe that's why. Jagbandu sir, do we need this instance, or can I delete it or create another group 9? Do we need this instance anymore? Hello? I think that's why the issue is there, because I didn't create this image. It was already there, so I thought it should be okay. But apparently,
Yeah, I think I think first we should all see what are the commands are needed to run this, and then probably when we go to the breakout rooms, so then one person can execute, because I think multiple people are trying to install the drivers, or so that might be creating a problem, right?
Instances are fairly independent, but if the
No, is it that multiple people can use it in a particular?
Multiple people can use it. Ideally, like only one person should do it on an instance. So from a group, ideally just one person log into the instance, and another can just.
Yeah, because people can do that.
Okay, then let me just show the steps first, and then I can go to different breakout rooms and help the groups to basically set this up. Is that fine? That works.
Yes, I think that should be
okay. Fine. Okay. So now you see, after patching the driver, I'm able to access the GPU, right? So this is what we want. So it has a Tesla T4 GPU, which is 16 GBs, and currently there's no process running on it. So this is what we want. Another thing, what we need to do is that we need to create a Conda environment. So Conda is basically a package manager for Python. So people have used Python before. There are so many packages, right? PyTorch, Librosa, there's SOX, there are so many others. So for different work modes, let's say today you are training a language identification module. Tomorrow you will be training, a speech recognition engine. So the libraries used in these two things will be completely different. They can overlap, but yeah, there would be some additions, some deletions, right? So it's better that when you are working on a certain task, try to create a new Conda environment so that there are no conflicts with other packages installed on the system. Okay, so that is a very good practice, and we should always follow that. So Conda is also comes completely installed on this. You don't have to do anything. Maybe I can just show what is Conda, what I'm talking about. So Conda Python, if people have used it. So basically it's a package manager for Python, right? And you can even install this on your local systems. You can do a lot of things with it. So usually, basically, you can create environments and install different packages in it. Okay. So when we select the deep learning for image, deep learning for Linux image in Google account, Conda is already installed on it, but you have to initialize it. Okay. So for the first time, when you log into the instance, you see there's no environment name written beside my name. It's just Anirudh at group 12. Okay. So to initialize Conda, it's quite easy. So you have to write Conda, and then you have to write init. Okay. So when you do that, you see that your bash RC file has modified, right? So it has created an entry in your bash RC file. So since your bash RC file has changed, you need to source it once, okay? Or you need to basically close and open your terminal again, right? I will just source it here. So it will do home Anirudh and .bash RC, the full path. And once I do this, you will see that there's a environment name here, right? That's the base. And that's the default Conda environment that is present whenever you install Conda on your machine, right? So this is what we want. So once you do Conda init and once you basically source it, there should be a Conda environment name here. Okay, that is one thing. The other thing is now we need to create a new environment because we don't want to make conflicts with the base environment. So we want to basically create a new Python environment where we can install task-specific libraries and keep them separate from other things. So the command to basically, so don't worry, I will write all the commands in the chat and help the groups. Don't just see what I'm doing here first. So to create an environment, what you have to do is Conda create, right, -n, that's the name. So environment name I'll give as LID, okay, and then you can specify the Python version. So I can specify Python 3.8, maybe I was doing 3.8, 3.7, everything should work. So once you execute this, it will create a new environment, okay. So it is asking whether to install all these packages or not. And you just say yes to that. And then it will install all packages required for the base environment of any Conda environment. So let it just do its job. Okay. And once you have created, so it says to activate this environment, use Conda activate LID. Okay. To deactivate an environment, use Conda deactivate. So here you see that the environment has not changed, although a new one has been created, but still we are in the base environment because it is written here, right? So to go into the LID environment, that is language identification, we just need to do Conda activate. Okay, so Conda activate LID will take us into LID, and now you see the base has changed to LID. Okay. And same thing if you want to basically come out of this environment or go to something else or come to the base one back. So you can type Conda deactivate, right? And this will bring you to the base environment back, right? But we want to go to Conda activate LID because we want to be in the LID environment. So I will stay here. Okay. So that is one thing. So this is how you create a new environment in Conda for different tasks. Okay, just one or two more steps, and then we can go to the breakout room. So I'll do just one more thing. So here is the repository, right? So I'll just basically clone it on my machine here. So I currently am in my user, right? So the folder path is this. I will just clone this library. So git clone the git path, and it will basically clone everything. So everything is cloned. And now you can go to summer school. Inside this, there's this language identification module, and there's a requirements.txt. Okay. So usually requirements.txt is the list of packages that are required to run the code that is inside. Okay. So there is socks, there's joblib, there's pandas, there's cborn, there's t2d, and there's wget, there's scikit-learn. You can install these packages manually, but there's a better way using pip. So since we are already inside the Conda environment we want to be in, we can directly write pip install -r requirements.txt. So it will take each and every package in this file, and it will install these packages in the current environment. Okay. So when I do this, basically all these packages are being installed. Right. So as you might have seen, that I was saying that I will use PyTorch, but there was no PyTorch in this documentation here, because I wanted to show how to basically install it for a CUDA device directly from their website. So their documentation is quite comprehensive. Basically, you just go to the website, click on install, right? And then here is the thing. So you want to basically use the stable version, or basically want to use the most stable version of them. Okay. So I can use 1.9. It was working fine. I checked. So ROS is Linux, right? Package would be pip, okay, and Conda 10.2. We need to check what version we are on. Okay, so we are on NVIDIA XMI. We can do again. We are on 11.2. So 10.2 might not work. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't work. So it's better to get something in the 11 series. Okay, so if I do Conda 11.1, that should be also fine. And I take everything from here. Okay, I just copy this command, and I come back here, I paste it, and instead of pip3, I use pip, because I have already configured my Conda environment, so I don't need to use pip3 to install Python 3 packages. Okay, and then I basically just do the install. So now it is installing PyTorch. Okay, so let's just wait for some minutes. It will just install everything.
Anirudh, kindly can you share some commands?
Yeah. Okay.
So Anirudh, like totally there are 54 of us. So if like, is it that all of us can create our own Conda environment and we can run this, or how should we do?
So it's better if one person does it on an instance, because each environment will also take a lot of space, and every time the data will be downloaded, because they're doing the same thing, right?
Yes,
What we can do is that within a group, only one person creates the environment, and then other people can basically log into that person's username and then use that environment. So I'll tell how to do that also, so that there's no extra space being used on the
Another thing also, we have only one GPU, no, per machine. Correct?
Yeah.
So if you all
Exactly.
will try to fire the job, then it may not be.
Yeah, it will not work. It will not work.
It will not work. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
per group, only one person will do, and he will present the screen. Maybe we'll go to the breakout room soon. Maybe once he have explained the things, we will go to the breakout room. Then in there we will do. One will be present the screen, others will see and do. Okay.
Yeah. So
Whoever
everybody, I
have,
think,
whoever have
stop.
personal account, they can use their account, personal accounts. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Jagbandhu,
Yeah, Om Prakash sir.
Yeah, I have sent it the detail. Those who will use the GPU. So group.
yeah. So what I observed, no, in the breakout room, whatever is happening is not recorded actually. So if something is main part, then we can share it here.
Yeah, we this time we are putting one group in the main.
Yeah.
Okay, so such that this will also record it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we have done already this part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you for your suggestion.
This is very strange. That
Alaram,
this is taking so much
one
time.
doubt.
Yeah. Hello.
So one doubt, sir.
Yeah. Jeevan.
Actually, in my Google GCP VM instances, I can't see group 2, sir. I can see only group 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, sir.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Sir, in my case also, I am only able to see from 10, 11, 12, 7, 8, and 9. I am from group 3.
What is your project name, Krishna sir? It is showing
ASR IIT DH.
small or caps?
Small.
Caps, you are not getting caps one?
No, I am not getting caps one.
But you are in the group 1 only, means ASR project. I don't know, you have added on that, but why it is active, I don't know. Maybe Lalaram can check and come back to you.
Actually, I have a question, Jagabandhu sir or Anirudh sir can suggest me. Actually, while creating the instance, like how much storage should we put? Like maybe like I'm not sure. Like I put 300 GB.
Okay.
Is it okay, or like because we increased to around 500 because the more we increase storage, also the amount also increase. So
Right.
for this tutorial, like approximately how much will be good?
Yeah. So that depends on the amount of data, right? So for this current tutorial, the amount of data is around 2 GBs. Okay. So I can just check also. It is not a lot of data. So let me just check the amount of data as well. So I have downloaded the data already on my local system. So I'll just check in front of you. It is how much? This is just 2.5 GB. Okay. And the checkpoints will be saved, so they will be some additional GBs, but the training part won't go beyond 10 GBs. That is my feeling. But when an instance is created on GCP, there's a lot of space taken by the deep learning packages also. So I just left the default disk size to be 50 GB, and I think that should be more than enough for the current task.
Okay, so for Kaldi, along with this, for everything, if we put around like 80 GB or 100 GB also, it's okay.
It's okay. I don't know how much disk was used in the Kaldi task, but for this task specifically, you won't need more than 10 GB.
Shanti, you can put 100 GB.
Okay.
Yeah.
Krishna sir, if you would wait, maybe in the breakout room, we will solve your problem.
What to do? I have lots of problem every time. Okay.
Hello. Anirudh sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you install PyTorch here. That is size is near about 2 GB.
Yes.
It is in your local system with 172 Mbps data rate.
No. So this is the GCP instance, sir. So I'm not in my local instance as of now. So this is the GCP terminal. Okay. So this
that's why you get such kind of download speed.
Exactly. This is not my speed. My speed should be much
So,
less. Yeah.
that's why I worried, because in
Yeah.
here I don't have such kind of internet speed, so it will
Yeah.
be very difficult.
So once you log into the instance, the internet you use to download on that instance is not your internet. It will be Google's internet. So that will be much faster than anything. Okay. So
Okay.
that will not depend on your internet speed per se. Okay.
Oh.
So that's one thing.
And I am in group 4, but only showing group 1 in my VM instances.
We will sort this out in the backout room. I think so. One account has 126 group 126 instances, and the other account has 7 to 12.
I think Sajal has logged into this Kaldi Windows. Please change it to ASR ITDH. Then you can get about this project.
Okay. Yeah, we can sort this out. So we see that this installation is complete. And just to double check whether the PyTorch installation is using CUDA or not, there are some checks which we can do. So I'll just open this Python terminal right here. Okay. And I'll do import torch. Right. So this is basically importing PyTorch. And then there are these commands which are torch.cuda.is away table. Okay. Hopefully it should come as true, and it is true. So that means that PyTorch will be using the GPU if you want to, because it is able to access the GPU. It's a good strategy to check this once PyTorch installation is done, just to check whether the GPU is being accessed or not. Okay, so this is one. So I think this is enough for now. I think I will write some commands in the chat, and we can go to the breakout sessions, and everyone can just clone this library first, install everything we need, and then we can proceed ahead. Does it sound okay, Jagbandu sir?
Perfectly fine. Just you can mention in the chat box what are the commands you have used. Then you can go over there and do that.
Okay. Just so the first thing inside.
Maybe you can take history and paste it.
Yeah. That's better. Yeah. That's better. So I'll just so first check whether NVIDIA SMI is working or not. Okay. If
maybe
not,
you can take from 1 to this one and send.
So this one is for installation of Conda and everything else. So I'll just paste it in the chat.
Staging part also may be required. No? Problem.
And if you want to patch the driver, NVIDIA driver, then this is this one.
Correct. Just send that.
Yeah. Okay.
So the 34th number command didn't get copied.
Command didn't get copied properly. Yeah, I just saw. So this is this one.
Okay, 34 to 38, you may have to copy it again. Maybe 34 to 38.
Yeah, 34 is the only useful command there. So, okay. So line 34, you can. So this is the PyTorch installation. Right? So this you can copy. So you have to follow step by step. I think first it's better to check whether we have access to NVIDIA GPUs or not. Once we have fixed this, then we can go to initializing Conda environments, Conda init, and all these things. And of course, like when you are looking at line 16 here, so source home Anirudh. So don't use my username because otherwise my bash RC would be affected, right? So just change the path here. Otherwise, everything should work properly. Okay, so I'll stop presenting. So have we created the breakout rooms?
Yeah, I will request Lalaram please initiate the breakout rooms.
Any questions till now? Anything?
Yes, sir. Like for the fourth command, after running that, I am getting an error like just a minute. No patching is required for this image.
Yeah. So did you run NVIDIA SMI?
Yeah. After that, I ran NVIDIA SMI. Like,
were you able to see something? The GPU, the process, and everything
else? The CUDA version 11.0. It is written driver version.
Please put me to the group 7.
Then it's fine. Then you don't need to patch the driver. See, if NVIDIA SMI is giving you an output like this, If it's giving you an output like this, some output, then
Yeah.
you don't need to patch the driver. Then it's already okay.
Okay, and also it is written Tesla T4 is off. Is it okay?
Tesla T4 is off. Where is it written that? Yeah, here.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It is fine. It is
It is
fine.
fine. It's fine.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Please put me to group 7.
Yeah, you are belongs to group 7. Maybe in
Yeah.
breakout session you may come to group 6. Okay.
Okay.
Means breakout 6 you have to join. Okay, because
Okay,
one would be main, no? One will be shifted to main.
Jagabandhu, I have not been assigned to any breakout room yet.
Oh.
From past.
Yeah, me too, sir.
Yeah, maybe Lalaram will initiate that. Even I also not literally breakout room.
Anirudhji?
Yeah.
Yeah, like from where can I download the data? I'm
Yeah.
doing it in my local server.
Okay.
Can
So,
you give me the path of data so that I can download it?
Yes. Once you have installed all the requirements,
Yeah, that's done.
Yeah, that's done. Then you simply need to basically run this command. I will tell you. So go inside the source folder, okay?
Okay.
And then there's this program called fetchdata.py. Right?
Okay, understood.
You just need to run that Python fetchdata.py.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, done. Thank you.
Cool. Great.
No, it would take some time, right? So I'm asking.
Yeah. Understood.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
No breakout area like room assigned for me.
जगबंधु
कृष्णा सर will be in the main room.
मुझे कोई ब्रेकआउट रीजन का मतलब वो मैसेज नहीं आया है.
No, you will be in the main room only.
ओके. तो इसको अभी क्या करूं बताओ थोड़ा बहुत. जगबंधु
Just wait once. I have to check that breakout room is how it's going.
Hello, Jaga.
Somewhere please wait.
Yeah, salam.
Hello.
Yeah, salam.
Oh, before this VM instance is group number 3, but now it's showing group number 1. VM instance.
Sorry?
This Google Cloud platform, my VM instance was group number 3, but now it's showing group number 1.
Yeah, Salam just change the project to Cardi Windows to ASR IITDS.
Okay, I see.
Now Cardi Windows we change it to ASR IITDS.
Hi, Jagbandu sir. How can I go into different breakout rooms? Will I get an invite? Or?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
So now I'm adding you in 2.
Okay.
The message is that breakout rooms are in session. I am group 9. Am I right place or I have to do something?
No, you have to go to breakout 8, sir. The Lalaram will send you, sir.
Sure. Now message will be pushed.
हाँ वही ना ये वही इसके
ऑन करना पड़ेगा. Hello, sir. Put me in group 9, sir. Go home here.
Yes, Com, we will be shortly adding to the group 9.
Thank you, sir.
So what was your original group?
Sir, 9 only, sir. I was put in
Okay,
9
okay.
only. Yes.
Hello, Jagabandhu.
Yes, sir.
Ram, this one, group 3, which GPU instance should be used? Like which number?
Group 3.
Group 3, no?
GPU 3 they
GPU
have to
3, no?
use.
Okay, okay.
ASR IITDH. Maybe Sisir sir, if
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
have problem, no, you can add him. Okay.
Here, no?
You have
Okay, okay.
you have the permission. You can add it.
Yes,
You have
yes, yes.
the login ID, user ID, and password. No, you can add it. Yeah,
Okay,
please.
okay.
Please.
Yeah, hello, sir. Lalaram, sir.
Yeah, hello. You there?
Yeah. Can you confirm is anyone using Group 8 GPU? Like there is no one in that breakout room.
I already given the name.
Yeah, there isn't any Shantanu Kumar in the group, like in our breakout room. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm accessing it then.
Santanu Kumar is not there in your breakout room, is it?
No, sir. Yeah.
Okay, then you can use it.
Yeah, I'm presenting them.
Yeah, please. You go and present your screen.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Sir, kindly add me inside
Hello.
group 9.
Yes, group 9.
Yes, sir. So yes, sir.
Okay.
Lalaram, you can mute.
Can you add me in a group number 6?
Yeah, I'm adding. I have read your message.
Thank you. Hello. Can you add me in group number 6? Previous.
I was already sent.
I was in 7 first, so
Yeah, so
now I'll
one
be in
group actually
6.
shifted. The group one is
Yes,
shifted
yes,
to
yes,
main.
yes, yes. So
That means
I will
earlier
go
it
in
was
6 right now.
yes. So suppose it was earlier it was 6. Now it is 5.
So earlier mine was 7, so now it will be 6.
Yeah.
So
In
can you add
Silence,
me in
I already
6?
sent it you request. I think.
Yeah, you added me in 5.
Yeah. So earlier it was 6. Na yo for you.
No,
Silence.
earlier nothing was there. No,
What was the
earlier it
original group?
was
It
I
was
7.
mean, what
silent.
was the original group?
7, 7.
Okay, we will add you to 6. Yeah.
Ayush,
Yes, sir.
in my VM instance, I am not getting group 3. It is only showing 9,
Yeah.
7.
Yes, yes, I got it, sir. Like we are trying to fix it. We will add all the groups to your instance, and you can access group 3. We are trying to do that.
It is only showing from 7 to
Yeah,
12.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I got your message, sir. Thank you.
Okay, okay. ठीक है, ठीक है.
Yeah, Krishna sir, you may present your screen and show what you are getting. Fix this then go. You go to the top one. Huh. Okay. No, what is your mail ID you are using?
krishnadatta54@gmail.com.
Can you write it in the chat box? You can write. How you have it?
In breakout area and row number 9, there is no one actually. Like we 3 people are there. What?
So actually, it means from the thought box we have 3 people. So one by one they will come in the group.
Okay.
Until you guys can discuss.
Lalaram, if possible, can you connect me to group 9? I think our group.
I already sent a request. I already sent.
Yeah, no, I was given group 7. Sorry, breakout 7.
Okay, so maybe your original group is 8, na, sir?
Yes, 8, 8.
So yeah, so that is shifted actually. Now 8 becomes 7.
Okay,
Because one
okay.
group is in main room.
Yeah, I understood. Like, if possible, can you shift to 9? So
Sorry,
like,
sir?
if there is any, I mean, if possible, can you shift me to 9?
Yeah, I can, but is there any reason, sir?
No, no, nothing. I mean, I mean, we completed the task. If possible,
Yeah, I'm saying,
I'll try to
okay,
solve.
okay, maybe okay. That is
Yeah.
good.
Instead of loading them.
Yeah,
If
yeah, yeah.
if it's okay with you people.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay.
So this. No, you are getting this. Okay, wait. Refresh. Krishna sir, can you refresh?
1 minute.
Mute your mic. Please mute your mic. Just go and select that project selection. I don't know. I have added you on that other group. I don't know why it is showing again in your case this one. Okay, wait. Maybe I have to. Can you log in again? Maybe log out and log in again. Maybe I in between. I will try. Not there. What is showing that? I don't know. Maybe a commit or something.
Jagabandhu,
Yeah.
it
Still
is
you are
not
getting
coming.
that. I don't know who have gave you some special permission or something. It is not showing in my panel that you are in ASR IITDH some numbering that project, but still it is showing you. I don't know why.
Jagabandhu sir, actually,
So,
no
what
patching
is your
is required. I'm getting this error in the group breakout 9.
Yeah, I am coming. I'm coming.
what is your suggestion? What can we do in this case? Every time in Google Cloud, I am facing lots of problems.
You just open that Caldi Windows 1 and try whatever you want to do on that Caldi Windows project. Open that.
Sir, change your laptop.
No issue. Caldi Windows, you select Caldi Windows. Yeah.
Fail to load.
Refresh it.
Jagbandu sir, can you add me to another breakout room? So I was in breakout 2. Someone else needs my help. Maybe.
So Anirudh sir, this Krishna Datta sir have added to some other group, but it is showing here in different group. Means I don't know, a different account. Why it is happening? I don't know. He's not there actually in the. If you see that, if I am seeing the members, no, he's not showing in that members of that ASR IITDH some 1-3 something is there, no, over there. But still he is able to see 7 to 12.
That is strange.
This one, this ID is for 7 to 12, but he is not there in that group. He is in the first group, but still in his case it is showing that one. Okay, maybe you can start with this group 1 GPU and start working. Later we can fix that after the session. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe similar work I can do here also.
Yeah. Maybe Anirudh sir, you can help him. Maybe I can go to other group.
Okay.
Krishna sir.
Yeah, sir. So you can. So does this instance have a GPU attached? Can we check that? So you can just scroll left and click on the instance name. Yeah, just click on this one.
This one.
Yeah. Just click on this.
Sir, actually I am using that VirtualBox. For that maybe some problems are creating.
So that shouldn't be an issue. I mean, these things are all linked by email, so we can figure that out. So it has a GPU. Okay. Let's try to see that because these instances were not created by me. So let's see if the NVIDIA driver is working on them or not. So okay, yeah. Can you just try to log into the instance? Hello.
1 minute, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
So I have to go to that SSH, na?
Yeah, go this, copy the ugcloud command, copy this command and paste it to your local terminal.
Okay, can you directly use that the some command online
The browser?
the
Yeah, you can
browser?
use that. You
Okay.
can use that. You can use that.
Because it will be on that terminal or my home
Okay.
terminal, it is creating some problem.
Okay. No issue.
So in this terminal, I have to put that command, na?
Which command?
Means whatever command I have
Yeah,
copied.
whatever commands I give you, yeah, you have to basically, yeah.
Sir, the network is little bit slower, so I have to type it here, na?
Yeah. First, let's check whether there is an NVIDIA driver or not. So there's this NVIDIA SMI. So
it is not clicking here. Why?
it is there. Can you try to type?
Okay. I
Yeah,
can
it is there,
type.
right? Yeah. So you can write NVIDIA, NVIDIA
NVIDIA
dash, no, without space, dash SMI.
Dash
SMI. Yeah, just press enter. Yeah, okay. So you have GPU access. Okay, so you don't need to patch anything. So we can proceed with the next steps. So you have to do conda init as I pasted these commands in the chat. So conda init, CONDA INIT. INIT, yes.
INIT.
Yeah, I pasted in the chat also.
Okay, but it is not copying from there, na? 1 minute, sir.
Okay, no problem.
I can see and I can answer, no issue.
Okay.
Conda.
INIT.
INIT.
Yes. Yeah. So it says that your bash RC file has been modified, right? So you need to source this bash RC file. So you have to write source, yeah, and the path of that file /home /username, yeah. /.-rc. You can press tab also.
That is not working. BSR. See. Okay, enter now.
Yeah, you can press enter now. Okay, so now your conda environment is activated. Now you need to create a new conda environment. Okay, because this is the base, we don't want to basically create conflicts with the base environment. So I'm copy pasting a command in the chat and do that. So this one conda create -n, that is the name of the environment, LID, and Python version is 3.8. So
I have to check my Python version or it can be done.
No, you can specify the version because I'm using the same. So you
okay.
Same.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Conda CRE TTE conda create -n LID Python.
There's no space. Yeah.
Yes. Python 3.8.
Yes.
It is failed. It is collecting metadata failed.
So this user doesn't have permission for the OPT path. This instance has some other permission requirements. You need to own that directory.
What to do, sir?
Yeah, I'm pasting a command because this instance was not created by me. It has some other user permissions. So just So the path of conda is /opt, right? OPT. Okay. So we can basically try to run this. I just pasted a command.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have seen it. 1 minute. Sudo chmod -r g plus w. Is it correct, na? Is
Yeah,
there
correct. It's okay.
correct.
Yeah, press enter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now try to run this command. Press up arrow. Yeah. Yeah.
This
Now
one,
try.
na?
Yeah. Press enter.
Same error is coming.
Same error. There's some permission issue with this instance.
Path has set incorrectly.
Yeah. Which project is this?
Kaldi Windows, sir.
So I'm not able to see this project. I can only see small ASRITDH and capital ASRITDH. This Kaldi Windows I'm not able to see also. Jagabandhu sir, do you know where this project is? Jagabandhu sir is on the call.
Anirudh, sir.
Yeah.
Lalaram or Ayush can also give that particular permission. Jagbandhu may be busy in some other room.
Yeah, because this I'm not able to see this account also, this Kaldi Windows.
I think you were not assigned to that one.
Right. Yeah.
Hello,
So I
sir.
created instances in small ASRITDH and capital ASRITDH, and that's why there is some issue because yeah. Okay, let's.
So I will add you to that Kaldi Windows project. Okay, Anirudh sir.
Yeah. Can
I
you
will
add
add you to that Kaldi Windows?
Can you add Krishna sir to the other groups? I mean,
Sir, we tried to add him, but the problem is from in our window it is showing that he's been added to that project, but I don't know why he's not added in his part.
Sir, did you receive an email and you accept the invite? Because sometimes you have to accept the invite also on the email when somebody adds you to the project.
Initially, I am getting some 1 minute, sir. I am checking 1 minute.
Yeah. Because unless you accept that invite from the email, you won't be seeing all those projects.
1 minute, sir.
Yeah.
This time, sir, this time no message is coming to my mail.
Okay.
Initially, it is already assigned. Some mails are coming to assign to Kaldi window or ASR window, but for this time there is no messages coming.
Okay. Then Lalaram, you can add me to Kaldi Windows. I can check it out and try to troubleshoot this because this is some other issue.
Okay, sir. We are doing.
Yeah. Meanwhile, if somebody else is facing an issue, can have a look at that.
Hello, Anirudh sir. I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so like in this, when we are trying to do this NVIDIA patch patch part, we are running a command gs util copy from gs like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So this I search in Google what is gs util. So it says that it allows to get data from Google storage, cloud storage like that.
Right.
So is this file already comes with the Google Cloud, or this file is like we are putting it there and we are
Okay.
using it?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah. So thanks for the question. So we were also facing this NVIDIA driver issue with all our instances because Google have retrofitted the driver. So we contacted the support that how do we fix this? Okay. So basically the Google support has actually put a file, that NVIDIA driver path, on a bucket which they have made public for everyone to download. Okay. So they have done it. We have not done that, but the Google support people have done that, and they have basically made that available. Yeah.
Okay, so this is available in any Google Cloud whenever any person
Right.
creates any
Right.
instance.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So GSQL is the utility to copy data from the Google buckets, the storage, cloud storage, right? If you see the GS slash dot slash slash, that's the path on the cloud storage.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you go to group 9? Maybe I will ask Lalaram to, because there have some issues.
Yeah. Can I get the invite for that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Anirudh sir. So
Yeah,
what
I
all permissions do I need to give to you? Like one, I have given service account user, compute admin, then?
Yeah, just you can give me the owner permission. I can.
Okay.
Settings.
Okay, owner permission. Okay.
So, Krishna sir, have your problem sorted out?
No, but sir is working on it.
I have given
Maybe
that
it will-
permission, sir.
Okay. So, okay. So, okay. So maybe Ayush, you can present your screen and do that, no, to show others how it works. Okay. Maybe Krishna sir, in your group, others may not face the same problem. No, Salam can share the screen. No?
सलाम ने किया है हाँ नहीं in Kaldi Windows that GPU na there is some permission issue, so that is why sir is helping me out. So if the permission will be done, then it can be okay. The GPU is there, so I can work there also.
Maybe for the time being, maybe other participants are also there, no, in your group. Maybe they can also see, no, these things. Maybe ask Salam to present his screen and do the steps, at least.
Jagabandhu?
Yeah, Sisir sir.
Jagabandhu, I am sending one message. You check now in chat box.
Okay.
See this, it is asking sudo like root privilege, but if you go to the root also, no. So that Kunda, what is called that Kunda environment is not creating. So
even sudo issue can when we are doing that is also not working.
Okay. Other person did anybody?
Shishir, I am also getting the same problem.
Yeah. Actually, that is the problem. Like I don't know, like who did that sudo privilege for that. So that last time also, remember, Jagabandhu, we faced that same issue.
But we are able to create the thing, no, with sudo.
Shishir sir, which project is this person using G1? I mean,
Group 3, group 3.
okay, group 3. ASR
Yes, yes.
right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Then you should
No,
not.
no, not. Yes, yes. Yes, right. Yes. I don't know why actually. But
No,
yeah,
I think
that Kunda init is done. Kunda init is done.
Ayush, you have added Jiban to group 3?
No, group 3, he should not be there. G1. Krishna Datta has been assigned group 3.
I don't know. Like earlier, Jiban was there in group 4. Now he is there in group 3.
Breakout 3. He might be in
Yes,
breakout
yes.
3.
Breakout 3. Breakout
Okay,
3.
okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Breakout 3.
To go and see that part.
You go there in 3 breakout room, and another issue is that regarding Jagabandhu that sharing now she not able to like access that. That's what. Let's go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Salam.
Hello.
Yeah.
Before group 3 is in Kaldi Windows.
So you have to use either caps lock ASR ITTH or in small. No, Kaldi Windows should not be used.
Before group 3 is in Kaldi Windows. Now group 3 is in ASR IIT DIS.
Correct.
So I have to select
all caps. Capital,
okay.
All caps. Yeah.
But here is showing small letter.
I mean, wait, just I will check and let you know.
Here is showing small letter.
All small letter.
When I try to use what is this, Google Cloud SDK. When I try to initialize the SDK,
yes,
it's showing in small letter. But when I go to Google Cloud, it's showing in capital letter.
Okay, that is the key. That the small letter that you're telling, that is the key for that.
Okay.
So that is not a problem. That is correct.
The number, the serial number.
Sorry.
For initialize SDK.
Yeah.
ASR IITD, it's showing with serial number 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So I have to enter the serial number.
Can you share your screen once?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. Just a minute.
Last option. See, I am trying to initialize the SAD.
Okay, then you should select first one.
Serial number 1, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
You are in group 3, right? Then you have to select.
Yeah, I'm in group 3. And the defaults no. This one.
Yes.
Actually, by mistake, I format my window. Now I have to reset it again.
Okay, no problem.
No. So after this, I have to go to group number 3, right?
Correct. You have to copy that SSH key.
Copy this zcloud command.
Yes, correct.
After this, I have to follow the steps what you mentioned in the box.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
You did install this Google Cloud SDK?
I was trying.
I think you have installed it in home and currently you are in downloads.
Yeah.
Change.
Yes. No.
Yes, correct. Careful.
Who is saying this? The private SSH key for G Cloud does not exist.
No, it comes. Just,
Oh,
just
it's
enter.
empty.
Enter.
Okay.
Is the instance closed? For group 3. Let me check.
Connection closed by remote. Close.
Wait, let me check that. I think connection has been closed somewhere. No, it's on. I mean, so this key, where did you copy this key from?
Oh, I copied this ASR IDs and it's showing 1, 2, 3, 4. Before it's showing only group number 3.
Refresh it once.
Okay.
Yes. Now it's all green, right? It means it's working. Now copy the key from SSH. You have to copy the group 3 key. Go to the rightmost side.
Hello.
Yeah, Salam. You have to copy the SSH key. You have to go here. View Google Cloud command. Yes. View fourth one.
Yeah, I copy this one. I copied.
You have to copy it again. I think that time it was not running. Yes, copy that.
I copied it.
And pasted it in the terminal.
I see it. I already copied. Now enter.
Yeah.
You say for festival processor SS is connectivity issue. Should I run in the new terminal?
Oh yes. You have to cut this. You have to open the new terminal. Sorry. That is the.
Oh, this one is showing error.
In which folder did you install your Google Cloud SDK? In the home or somewhere else?
Oh, download. I installed in download.
There, you have to run it there.
Okay. Oh, by mistake I installed in download. I should install in home.
Yes.
So I should run from download.
Yes.
Oh, even it's showing error.
Okay.
Then how I will remove this one? Google Cloud SDK.
How to remove that?
Yeah. How to uninstall it? Again, I will install home.
Wait. Check that. Wait, I will call Jagwandu and he will let you know each and every step.
Okay.
I don't know what is the exact error you are getting here. You can fix that.
Okay.
Hello, Shruti ma'am. Yes, Shruti ma'am, like Salam has an error
Yeah, hello.
in its SDK. Salam, you can
Uh-huh.
present your screen.
Okay.
Hello, Salam.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I forgot my Ubuntu. Now I'm trying to initialize the SKD. Google Cloud is SDK.
Okay.
By mistake, I installing download. So after that, when I try to log in, it's showing error. So how I uninstall that SDK?
So you have installed the SDK, right, for Linux?
Yeah, by mistake I installed in download folder.
I didn't get you.
Right.
No, you are trying to do a Gcloud login, right?
Yeah.
So you close this terminal and open a new terminal and then type the Gcloud command.
Okay. So when I put this command,
Which command?
I'm in group 3. So I copy this key, SSIC, this Google Cloud command.
Yes. I'm not able to see your terminal.
Yeah, this one. Now, can you see my terminal?
Is anybody able to see the terminal, or is it in my end? Aisha, yeah. I'm able to see it now. Yes.
Okay, okay. So when I enter it,
Okay.
I got this error.
So it is showing connection reset, right?
Connection is
Is anybody else able to access group 3? So
in group.
let us check if group 3 and anybody is able to access, or is the only problem with your
Hello. So,
Shishir.
actually, same thing for I was trying to, because I saw this Salam problem. Then I also trying to access, but same thing is happening from my PC also.
Yeah,
Same
actually, even same thing happened for me also in group
so
11.
this connection reset by peer. Why it is coming actually? Some SSH problem is there, I think. Right?
So even I was not able to connect to group 11. So then I connected to group 9. I was able to connect.
The same error actually. Whatever he got.
So nobody is able to connect to 311. Is anybody able to connect all group 3 and group 11? Let me try in my terminal whether I am able to connect to group 3.
Oh, Shruti ma'am.
Yes.
Can we install the SDK anywhere, like download, or it's better to install in home?
Yeah, it's better to install in home.
But by mistake I installed in download. So how I will remove that?
No. Okay. You can go to downloads only and unzip, and there only you can do it. So okay, no problem. Go to that particular directory where you have installed, and then you should do that. This one. What is that? Google Cloud install is there, no? I think command number 5.
Command number 5. Yeah, I did. Now I want to uninstall it and I want to install it home drive.
No, just wait. So I think it may not be the issue of your Google Cloud. So let us see whether if anybody is able to access GPU 3.
Okay. So can you see this uninstall Google Cloud SDK? I'm not able to understand this command.
No, don't install now. No, don't install now. Just wait. So let us see if I'll just check with Jagbandhu.
Okay.
Jagbandhu.
Shishir sir. So that memory that is limited to 15 GB, maybe due to that we are facing this error, what I felt.
Oh, it is 15 GB. Okay.
So how to extend that, I forgot.
That we can do. Jagabandhu, can we do one thing?
I have given a request to you, maybe for breakout room 5 or something. Can we go and do that?
Yes. Jagabandhu, another thing. Can we just restart this instance and again check?
Can you place the Google Cloud for GPU 3? Can you place can you paste that G Cloud command in the chat?
Okay. I'll do that. GPU 3, no?
Actually, even he's not able to access GPU 3.
Okay.
So
which one he is accessing now currently?
GPU 3 only.
But not able to access, is it?
Yeah. It is showing connection reset. Actually, even I tried with 11. 11 also I had this problem.
But I
and even I think Shishir also has this.
I have gone to group 1 and I have already, I am able to install Conda also in group 1. I don't know. Maybe let's see, group 3, no?
Group 3 you just check. If you paste in chat, maybe they can try.
See this?
Yeah, let me check.
Hello.
Jagbandhu, for group 3, is that project ASR IIT DH only?
Yes, for group 3 it's ASRITDIs.
Okay.
Now inside this ASRIDTIs is showing many groups, not only to group number 3. Group 1, group 2, group 3 up to 6.
Okay, even I am not able to access group 3.
Before group 3 is in Kaldi Windows.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So which all other groups are in Kaldi Windows then?
No, group 3 will be in ASR ITTH, all caps, all in capitals.
Oh, okay. So because here we are writing everything small. Project ASR IITDH. Is that the reason?
No, ma'am, that is the key, I think. That is correct. Because for when it is small, or ASR ITDH all small, then the key will be ASR ITDH 3 1, some number will be there.
Okay. So because even I'm not able to access this group 3. Ayush, can you check whether you can access?
Yes, I will check. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Hello, Jagbandhu.
So I am also getting the same error that Salam is getting. I am also
Okay.
not able to access.
Oh, okay. So I
But I am
think
able
there
to
are
access group
some.
1.
Yeah, even I was not able to access group 11.
Okay.
So 3, 11, and I think Shishir also faced same problem in some PC.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think those 3 are giving like that.
Hello. Is everyone done with the installation? And
Yeah, and Anirudh? Yeah, actually, we are not able to access some PCs, so it says connection reset by peer.
Okay.
So for group 3 and group 11, we faced this issue.
Okay. Group 3.
Yeah. So I'll just ping you in chat box.
Yeah. Let me check the instance. This is very strange. Yeah. Okay. Let me check it.
Anirudh, I just pasted the error that after we try to ping in group 3 GPU, this is the error that we are getting. I just pasted it in, in the chat box.
Okay. Let me have a look at this.
Group 3 and group 11 also.
Shruti madam, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, yeah, please.
Actually, we have a server with GPU. 8 GPUs are there. And when I try to run that TDNN program, and it is telling your Kaldi is not CUDA compiled.
Okay.
So how to
So
solve this?
actually, when you install Kaldi, right? So did you install CUDA after installing Kaldi?
No, CUDA was previously installed.
CUDA was previously installed. Okay. So usually when you install Kaldi in that SRC folder, right? There is some 3 commands like configure, share, and
Configure share, that I have used, configure share.
so actually that will detect the Kaldi which is there in your machine.
Okay, but I think somehow it is not detected then.
So can you do can you run all the 3 commands in SRC and then check again? So when you run that, it should detect whichever CUDA is there in your machine. So otherwise, after doing that, I'll just I'll send one message in the group. So there is one command for Kaldi itself to check whether CUDA is available. So that also you can check.
Okay, okay. Thank you, madam. So I have to make it again, that
Yeah,
SRC.
because there that is the one which will like if, suppose you change one CUDA version to a different CUDA version, so then also like you have to just run that SRC commands. Okay, so just try it once, and I'll send you one command, and that also you can check.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Hello. Hello,
Hello.
sir.
Hello. Yeah, someone was asking something.
Actually, I have installed, but this NVIDIA SMI comment is not working.
On which instance are you on?
May I share my screen? Huh?
Which instance are you on? Can you repeat?
I am in 4.
Group 4.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So NVIDIA SMI is not found. Is something like that is coming?
Yeah, yeah. Can I share my screen?
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, I have done this CUDA update and all those things.
Yeah.
So after this,
NVIDIA SMI is not. Can you type the command?
after this one,
Yeah.
like then also I tried NVIDIA SMI. That command is not found.
Yeah. So you
Then
need
I
to
install
basically you
PyTorch.
need to patch the driver. Let me send you. I had sent the commands in the chat earlier. Let me ping them again. So you have to do these things. I am pasting some commands in the chat. So these 3 commands, you have to get the file, make it executable, and then just install it.
I think I have done all this.
Okay.
Anirudh,
Yeah.
I am stucking on that problem na. Conda create -n LID Python 3.8 that Kaldi workspace.
Yeah. That is not resolved still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, sir, previously I ran this command, but don't know. Here I also there
No patching is
also I
fine.
got this kind of message.
Yeah. Okay. Can you do NVIDIA SMI again? This is okay. No patching required for the semesters. NVIDIA and SMI.
Hello.
Yeah. You're just
Yeah, I got the same error and I removed if condition in the restart patch.sh.
Yeah. Can you open the restart patch in some editor? VI restart patch.
How to open, sir?
Yeah. VI space.
VI.
Yeah. Space. Restart patch. Yeah. You can press tab.
No, it's in temp, right? So
Oh
temp
yeah,
reset.
yeah. It's in another location. Let me do it on this instance. Wait. It's instance 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me try to fix it.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Anirudh.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
I want to share my screen. I want to ask something.
Hello. Yes, Lan.
Yeah. I want to share my screen.
Okay.
Can you see the screen?
Yeah. I can.
No. So I got this So should I select yes or no? This one.
So this is already there, right? You don't need to create another one. So you click
Oh,
no.
I have to type no.
It's already there, right?
Uh-huh. Actually, group 3 is not working, so I'm using group number 1.
Okay. Salam, don't use one. Like I am using that.
Oh, okay,
Like
okay.
double insertion will be there, then there will be no point. I mean.
Okay, okay. So I'll stop it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
On instance 4, the NVIDIA driver was not installed. So when you log into the instance for the very first time, it asks you, and I think that step was missed. So I'm patching that driver again. So let me just check. Now it's working. So group 4 instance, now NVIDIA SMI is working. You can check.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone facing anything else apart from people not being able to log into group 3?
Sir, group 2 is same error, sir. NVIDIA sim is not working.
Not working. Okay, let me try to patch that also.
Okay.
It is working on group 2. Hello?
No, sir, I'm not able to.
Let me share my screen.
So for group 4, it is working now.
It's working, right? For group 2 also it is working. Let me just share my screen and show. So I'm talking about this instance, right? Group 2.
Yes.
In your central 1F. So I'm logged into group 2 and NVIDIA SMA is working, you see.
Sir, actually, what is the meaning of this comment? NVIDIA SMA?
Basically, it just shows you the driver information and usage. So currently there's no, it's basically, let's say, a process monitor for the GPU jobs. Okay.
Okay.
So currently there's nothing running on it. There's a 15 GB GPU. There's hardly nothing is being used currently, right? It tells you all these things. It's like a HTOP, but for the GPU. Okay.
Okay.
So on group 2, it is working, at least for me. I don't know why for other people.
Sir, shall I share my screen? So,
yeah. Okay.
It's
Hello?
like task manager in.
Yeah, Anirudh sir.
Yeah.
So I think problem will be with the disk space. I felt maybe multiple people have access to the same GPU and they completed this 50 GB space. So maybe due to that it hangs up and we are not able to log in due to that. Is it the case? Maybe I have seen that once I increase to 100 GB, one of the group, we can able to run the torch installation.
Can be that multiple people logged in and tried to install their own environments.
Hmm.
When
So
people could
maybe
log into the same instance, and yeah, then of course, then it would be filled.
yeah. So maybe that may be the reason that most of the people now they are not able to log in things. But
The
I felt.
login issue is a little different. That's a
Is it?
Yeah, it's a firewall issue, which I'm seeing that some other people. So I have not faced this issue before, but somehow it is happening for 2 instances, right? Group 3 and group 11 on the other account.
Okay.
Yeah.
Group 3. Okay. Group 3. Let me try once to go to group 3.
Can you log out of this and log in?
You are also not able to log in, Anirudh?
In group 3 and group 11, no.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah. Yeah. G1, can you log out of this instance and log in again? Just press Control D. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just do NVIDIA SMA. Wow. This is very strange.
No, your spelling of NVIDIA is wrong. I mean NV.
Yeah, it is NVIDIA. That's why. So you need to remove the I. Yeah.
There is no I between N and.
Yeah. NVIDIA. Correct.
Shit.
Cool. It happens. Yeah. It's okay. Any other problem?
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I was also not able to see the spelling, so it's fine. Anyone else facing other issues apart from login issues in 3 and 11? I think Conda environment and all these things.
Sir, after this, what we have to do?
Yeah, we need to download the data and then we can start the training and I'll explain the code in detail as to what is happening to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, it's once per instance work now.
Yeah, only one person per group should work on that instance. Already, I think some drives are full because of that issue. That in a group, it's better if you pair up and just one person follows the steps because multiple jobs will not be able to spin up on the GPU.
Like it will be an issue with like more data will be used or it's a not acceptable thing.
So it will be a compute issue as well because
16, like 9 or 10 people using the GPU cannot happen actually. So the script requires all the 16 GB of GPU memory.
Okay.
Yeah. And the data also. So currently the boot disk size I set was only 50 GB because I thought, and I instructed also, that only one person should maybe follow the steps. But since already many people have downloaded the data and installed packages, so a lot of space has been used up. So if something doesn't work on an instance, then we need to check on a manual basis. Let's see what's the reason.
Okay.
Yeah. Are there any breakout rooms still happening? Does somebody need me in the breakout room?
Hello, Anirudh.
Hi.
After installing PyTorch, so
Yeah.
after that we have to install the data, right?
Yeah,
So-
after that we have to fetch the data. Yes.
So how do I do?
Yeah. Okay. Then let's start doing the next step. Jagbandhu sir, should we start ahead? If everyone is here, I can start. Otherwise, some people will miss the steps.
Okay, I will ask Lalaram to close the breakout room if there is nothing is there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Lalaram, maybe where you can close the breakout rooms.
I already closed.
Okay. So everyone is here. I can then start maybe. Okay. Jagbandhu sir. Breakout rooms.
Yeah,
are-
yes, sir.
Okay.
We can start, sir.
Okay. Just 1 second. So there's some process running on the. So Meva and some other people were working on my instance. I'm filling their job, and I will do it again from scratch. Okay. I'll share my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And can everybody see my screen? Right. So once you have downloaded everything and done the NVIDIA SMI, make sure everything is working, the environment is already made. So you can navigate to the source folder to the inside this repository which we have cloned. Okay. And let me go to that environment as well. So this is ready, right? So there's a file called fetch data. Okay. So to download data, you need to just run this file and it will automatically download data. So I've written the script in that way. I'll tell what it does in a second, but essentially you just need to execute this command, and it has started downloading the data. And please, only one person per group do it, otherwise this space might be full, might get full. So I downloaded the data. There is some ad hoc analysis which is running on the downloaded data, and it gives you these things. So basically, the total duration which I have basically got for this model training is 22.909 hours, right? And there are 3 languages in this data set. So there's Gujarati, there is Kannada, there is Telugu, and you can see the language-wise duration as well in hours, right? So this is how our data looks like. And there are a lot of other things also. So if you see, now this data folder is created. And inside this, first, if you see, there's this zip file which was downloaded. And this is the unzipped file. So unzipped audio is, everything is present here. Then there's this audio data.csv and train data, and all these things are being created here. Okay. So what is happening here is I can basically try to open the code and tell you the steps what are happening in the background. So this is one function which is basically just returning the duration of an audio file, right? This is the download data function. What it's doing is, if this data folder is not present, it is creating that folder, okay, and then it is basically downloading whatever is passed into this function to that data folder, okay, and then also it is unpacking. So this is basically unpacking of the zip archive. So shutil.unpack archive basically unzips the folder. Okay. If data folder is already present, then it says that data already exists, you don't need to download it. So what's happening inside is basically you are getting all the WAV files inside that data folder, right? So this is the recursive equal to true. So whatever WAV files are present inside that data folder, this variable will get the handle of those paths as a list, okay? And since there are a lot of files and calculating duration can be sometimes tedious, we use this library called joblib. So basically it tries to do multi-processing, and it can use different basically backends as well. So currently, if nothing gets defined, so the backend it uses is something called Loki, which is basically multi-processing with shared memory. So it's very effective. So this is the CPU count. So whatever os.cpu count basically gives you the CPU count to this command. And then this is a way of running it. So this is the delayed function, and basically it starts and synchronizes all these threads. So this is the function name, this is the file, and this T2DN is basically just to look at the progress bar. So nothing fancy about it. So this will then contain all the audio durations. Okay. So if we don't use this kind of optimizations, even calculating audio duration will take more than a minute. And currently we saw that it was less than 10 seconds or something around 15 seconds that all the audio duration was calculated. So things like these basically will speed up the process a lot. Basically, and then we are printing the total duration of the files. We are creating a pandas data frame. So pandas is a Python library to play with data frames. Data frames are nothing but, in this case, they are just CSV files, comma separated values. So one column is known as audio files, the other will be audio duration. Okay. And what we are then doing is that we are getting the label, language label column, the label from the audio path. So the path is inside the LID data. There are language-wise folders. The one folder is OpenSLR Gujarati, one folder is OpenSLR Kannada, one folder is OpenSLR Telugu, and this command basically just extracts the language from the path. Okay, nothing fancy about it. And then there's this label encoder. So any deep learning model or machine learning model, they need integer values or something they work with numbers. So we cannot pass Gujarati or Telugu as a label inside our model. So basically what it does is it is treating them. So this label encoder actually treats these different languages as categorical variables and transform them to integer values. So all Gujarati data would be maybe 0, language label would be 0, Kannada language label would be 1, Telugu language would be 2. So since there are 3 categories we have, right? And then we are printing some things. Then there's another thing that we are splitting the data into train and test here itself, because we want some more control rather than the random PyTorch data splitter. So what we are doing is that we are taking the audio path and label, right? So these are the 2 things we need when we are creating any deep learning model, right? The features and the label. And then we say that, okay, 20% of the data should be test data or validation set. You can set a seed to basically reproduce these results. And stratify is something which is very necessary here. So in the valid set distribution, you want all the languages to be present in the same ratio. Otherwise, it can happen that the valid set is biased towards a language. Let's say you randomly split your data. It can happen that more than 80% of the files are Kannada, or more than 80% of the files are Gujarati data or something like that. You don't want that to happen because you want your validation set to be the true distribution of the data also. Otherwise, you will not be able to judge the performance of the model in a true sense, because most of the data is coming from a single category, right? So what the stratifier does is basically it basically equals the distribution of each label in the test, the validation set as well. Okay, and then we are just creating 2 data frames, which are the train data and valid data, and we are writing them to disk. Okay, and then we are calling these functions, and that's all what happened when I basically run the Python fetch data.command, fetch data.py file command. Okay, so all this was happening, the data downloaded, and we got the statistics, and inside the folder now there are these train and valid CSV files as well. So if you look at valid data.csv, we'll see what I'm talking about. So this is the label of that particular file. So Gujarati data is labeled as 0, Telugu data is labeled as 2, right? And Kannada data is labeled as 1. So we have 3 categories and the labels are 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so that is what the label encoder does, right? So I think people should execute this command and see if they are able to download the data and everything works fine. Please execute this command, only 1 per group. Check the disk space as well.
Hello, sir.
Hello, yeah. Tell me.
Actually, I have executed the command and the data downloaded 100%. Then I got some error, SOX error, something like this.
Okay. That could be because you have to run this command. Sudo SOX is not installed on your instance. Sudo apt install SOX.
So at first I have to delete the data directory, then install.
No, you can keep it. You can keep it. The code is written in a way that it doesn't matter whether you delete it or not. So you just everyone please on their instances execute this command, sudo apt install SOX. It will install one package. That error is due to, I will tell you why this came up. So this fetch data, when it's calculating duration, it is using,
Anirudh, that socks is there no in requirement.text.
that is the
Socks
Python.
1.4.1.
That is the Python package, Jagabandhu.
Okay. This one is general. Okay.
Yeah, this requires the backend socks for Linux.
Okay, OS socks.
Yeah. So basically, this Python is a wrapper on top of the Linux socks. That's the.
Okay. Bash socks.
Yeah, I should have written that, but yeah, you can basically install it. Everyone should run this command sudo apt install sock, because I don't think it comes pre-installed in this Linux distribution. Yeah. Yeah, I think Harveen has posted the corrected command. You can pick that, whatever works. So yeah, socks is not there, so socks needs to be there. So after that, there shouldn't be an issue. So
Sir, it shows command not found. So
yeah,
I have to.
Harveen has posted one command. Can you copy that? There, I put a dash, which was not required. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. So yeah, after socks is installed, then try to run fetch data. It should work. If people are able to do it, just let me know in the chat, so that I know that some groups have done it. Great. If anyone is still facing issues, please let us know.
Sir, it is 22 hours of data.
Yes. And it shows the language-wise duration also, right? So it shows how much data is Telugu, how much is Gujarati.
Gujarati, Kannada,
yeah,
and Telugu.
Right.
Even trans-wise duration also.
Yeah. 7, 8, and 5.
Yeah. So I've just basically prepared this data from OpenSLR test set, okay? Because ideally, to train a very robust language identification module, you need a lot more data, but so that the training could be completed and we could see some results within the workshop, we are using this amount of data.
You say right now we have to run the command, the script.
Which one?
After this, we have to run the final run script now.
Yeah, so there's one more step. If everyone is done, then I can show what to do. If everyone is done, should I proceed? Jagbandhu sir, everybody done?
Yeah, we can proceed.
Okay, okay. So there's one last thing to do. So as you would have seen in the requirements of our, you know, of the project. So there's something which we are installing that is known as WAN-DB. Okay. So okay, this is yeah, WAN-DB. This is here. WAN-DB is nothing but this is a tracking tool. How to basically track your experiments, keep a record of them. Because I think everyone has faced that when they run so many experiments on so many trainings, after a point of time we lose track of what we trained on and what results we got in the first place, right? It's very difficult to keep track of data unless you have a very comprehensive system of tracking those files or in a very particular folder structure and all these things. So there's another tool called weights and biases. This is what we have been using in our project quite extensively. It's fairly easy to use, and I will show you why it's so easy to use and what add-on it basically brings to model training and tracking. So weights and biases. So I would request all of you to basically go to weights and biases. Just Google it. So this is the w&b.ai. Maybe I give the command here. So just try over on the side and create an account here. Okay, because this would be needed. So I already have an account here. If you are looking at my screen, so I'll just log in. Okay, so this is my account, and you will see something like this. So once everyone has created their account, please let me know so I can tell you what to do next. So you can log in using your GitHub ID or Gmail ID or whatever you want to do. Please comment in the chat once you have created the account.
During data fetching, it is randomizing also this training and testing when it is separating, is it?
Right. So every time you run the data fetch, the training and tested would be different. But since we are using a random state, it should be the same.
Okay.
If you don't use a
yeah,
random
yeah, you are putting that. Yeah, correct.
Right.
Seed you have given.
Right, correct. So yeah, once you have created your account on weights and biases, please look at my screen. So you have to create a new project. Okay, and I will create a new project called I will call it.
So I think this website is blacklisted from our institute.
Oh wow!
It is not opening.
Okay, what do we do now? Anyways, I'll showcase this to you. If this is not happening,
no issue. You
yeah,
can go ahead.
I can showcase this and I can comment this in the code so that it's running without that code. So I'll just showcase how useful it is. So
it's not not an Indian site, is it?
No, it's not an Indian site, I think. Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's why they have. Okay.
So I'm creating a project in which I'm saying IEEE LID. Okay, and I'm making it public so I can share it with you also. Okay, I can keep it private and everything is open source. So this is free. I have not paid anything for this. So I can create a public or a private account. A project basically. I am creating a public one since I wanted to share with all everyone in the workshop, or maybe you want to share with your stakeholders, your professors, your research group, or what whoever you want to share it with. And then you can give a description if you want. I will not give, and then basically just you can create a project. Okay, so now when you have created this project, you see this that to integrate in PyTorch, you basically have to do this once. So 1db.import 1db, 1db.init, the project name and my username. Okay, so I will have to change this in the code. So I'll just copy this. I will go here inside, I think, train.py. Yeah. So here is the model config, right? And here is the project in the config name. Yeah. So config also you can give. So config is a dictionary, and with each run, it stores these values as well. Okay. So you see how useful this is. So with each run, it is storing what was the batch size, what was the number of classes, how many epochs did you want to run it on, and the learning rate also it is.
With each epoch, is it?
So batch
each
size
run.
For each run.
Okay, okay, okay. It will store these parameters. Okay.
It will store these parameters. Okay. So I will change this a little bit. So I have to basically, I can actually just paste it and then change it here. So I have to just add 2 more commands here. So that is, I have to change the IEEE LID, right? And I can give the entity name as well. So entity equal to A Gupta. Okay. And I will delete this. Right. So the project name is set IEEE LID. The config, it will save these parameters for the run. Okay. And entity A Gupta 12. So this would be the username and the project where it wants to send everything. Okay. So this is the change you need to do to basically run 1db. There are some other things as well. First, let's run training, then I will explain what is happening in the background. So here you can basically edit all these things also. So where is the data file? So the data file is inside data folder, train data.csv, valid file is inside here. Batch size is 64. This is something you can play with until you see that the GPU is maximized, usage maximized fully. This is the learning rate, number of epochs, number of classes is 3, right? And this is the checkpoint part. So it will create a directory called checkpoints, and it will store all the checkpoints in this path. Okay. So just for some quick things, I will just put it to 2. Okay. So that 2 epochs definition, you will see something on weights and biases link, and then everyone can start doing it and calculate all these things. So this is done, and essentially what's left is just now to trigger the training. So we can actually just python train.py, and it will start running the training. Oh, one thing I forgot. So I have to log into my 1db account as well. So you have to do once on a machine. Okay. So it will 1db login. So basically I have to click here. And since I am already logged in with my account, I can copy this key. Okay. I can go down and then paste it and press enter. So now I have logged in using my key. So if I do 1db login again, it will show that current user logged is agupta12. Okay. So this is what you should see if you are using it, and your username should be listed here. Otherwise, you need to first set this up. Okay.
And it was like if we don't use 1db, then also running the code will not be a problem, right? Just it will not store the after every epoch what is the.
Yeah, I think offline mode is there by default. I think I need to test it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I use it is what is the best benefit of this? It will every run he generally forgot. No, this what learning rate we have used or
No.
what.
I mean, for now, we are blacklisted for this website, so we
No,
can.
it is working. It is working now.
Okay.
You can check.
Okay. Fine.
Is working. Oh, okay. That's great.
Okay.
Great. So yeah, whoever was asking that question, yeah, this can run in offline mode as well. I need to test those settings, but you don't need to sync data online. But yeah, the website needs to be working to at least generate the key, right? If you are not able to generate the key, then this will not work. So that is there. But yeah, this tool can run in offline mode as well. So once I see that I've logged in as Agupta 12, I can just trigger the training. So I hope everything is fine and this works. So let's see.
At that time, Anirudh, can you help me that that you have logged into that one day, so after logged in, what you have done, that key, how you have generated or something?
Yeah. I will tell you just one moment. So when the run is running, so it shows you that you run at this URL. Okay. So you can click on this URL, and when the epoch will finish, actually the metrics will start appearing here. Okay. And you can log whatever.
With respect to epoch, it will show.
Yes, I have. So you can log whatever you want. I have basically wrote the code such that they are epoch-wise statistics.
Okay. Even you can go for batch-wise statistics also.
Batch-wise, anything you want. It is completely customizable. Yes.
Okay. So once you created, you have created one project now, or
yeah. One project you have to create. Yes.
Okay.
And then you have to basically do WANDB login on the terminal of your local machine.
Okay.
Or in the cloud instance. Sorry.
Okay.
I will just paste this command here. Okay.
Oh, that is fine. Now, once we created our account, so suppose I have worked one code from I have directly log into GitHub. So this will these projects will come here also, these GitHub projects, or I have to go for create new project and
no. So every time you are so you have to create a project to basically store the run. So GitHub projects and WANDB projects are different. They are not linked to each other. So I created a new project because I wanted to basically keep it separate. But if you look at my project list, there are some projects already there, like fine-tuning, test, and all these things. I could have used the pre-existing one also. Okay. That is not a problem.
it is showing that how to documentation and how to insert these commands in all these PyTorch, Keras, TensorFlow, and all this.
Everything. And here you can actually modify the name also. So by default, it gives some names, Silvery Plasma, something. You can rename it. So you can write LID, learning rate is whatever. So whatever is meaningful to you can write it, right? So this becomes.
So if I have multiple projects, so how it will know that this belongs to this project? Will have some synchrony.
Yes. So I made some changes in the code as well. So just let this epoch finish, then I will tell what's there. So if you look at the statistics here, so you can even see the terminal on the cloud now. Okay, you don't need to log into the terminal at all. And this is shareable. Okay, so I can share this with you, share this with anyone. Actually, I can share it with the group, so everyone can open it and see it. But essentially, the terminal is here as well. Okay, so you don't need to be logged into the instance to monitor your training. That's the first benefit. The other thing is that you can even see your GPU usage here. So you see that GPU utilization is almost 100%. So the batch size is correct, right? So all these things you can monitor from here. And then apart from that, there are these logs like train accuracy, valid accuracy, all these things, which I basically logged in the training code. So all these things will appear here, rest of the things. Okay, so it's a fairly useful tool. We find it very useful to share results within our team. Just let this epoch finish, then I will tell you what changes you need to make to basically map it to your project.
Yeah, it's really a very good tool. Maybe you have to use it.
And also there are many things you can do. So you can actually create a report. Okay, you can add your plots, you can write LaTeX code in this, you can create a dashboard, you can do whatever you want. So this publish reports online. There are a lot of things with that.
No, it is good.
Very versatile. Yeah. It's not like TensorBoard. So if somebody has used TensorBoard, it creates a local IP link. Okay, and that
Correct,
is not
correct.
easily accessible by other users, right? So
yeah,
that's a problem sometimes, and this basically solves everything. If you
Yeah,
take
yeah.
care of the URL and everything.
TensorBoard, can you do TensorBoard with Python? Oh yeah, yeah. Sponsored by
Yeah,
Python.
we can do. We
Also,
can do.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
I think tomorrow Harvind will showcase also. So we have both integrations in our weights to that code.
Yeah.
If you don't want to use weights and biases, you can use TensorBoard as well.
Yeah, yeah. No, that what I felt in from the TensorBoard, this one is better. Can share these results with groups and see.
Right, right, right.
And even in TensorBoard, I don't have that one. No, this facility that every run we can store this. No, that
Yeah, every run
logs,
you can store.
that is not there.
In TensorBoard, it's a little tricky to do that, but yeah, it is there, but it's a little tricky to store what all you need. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
So,
okay. Because
some
that
runs are
generally happens with us frequently when we forget what we have run. We are getting some result, but the parameters we forget.
That used to happen with us as well. That's why we basically integrated all these things. So you see now that tooltips are ended and train accuracy has reached somewhere. So all these things, so I ran it for a very short amount of time, but if you train it for more epochs, 10, 12 epochs, I think it should converge to a better value. So this is the tool I wanted to showcase. So basically sync with the project. What you can do is basically just go to your train.py. Okay, inside the train.py, here I have specified the project name and the entity. Okay, so Jagpantu, you just need to change the project name here and your username here. That's it.
Okay, that okay. We need init.
Yeah.
Okay.
So vandb.init, you need to change your project name to your project and your entity to your username. That's all you need to do. And then one more thing you need to do, you need to just log into your vandb account once. So weights and
In the
biases.
terminal, yeah, like GitHub. Once we logged into the terminal.
To the terminal, you need to log in once and copy the key and paste it once, and then it's set. Then you don't need to do it again and again. Are there any questions?
Sir, can we get the comments? Like, what happens if we, a list of all the comments we have used?
Yeah, sure. So once you create your vandb account, so first you create that and create a project. So
Yes,
I will
sir.
just write it down basically. I'll stop sharing my screen and I'll write these commands down. So yeah, I pasted all the commands. Just try to do these things. If anybody is stuck, please let me know.
Okay, sir.
Sir, from where will we get the key, sir? WAN-DB key?
Yeah. So once you paste the WAN-DB login command, it will show one URL. You have to click on that. Control plus click on that. It will take you to a URL, and there should be a key which you can copy. Let me know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
In group 2, there's no disk space available. Let me clear that. Clear some space there. I think a lot of people created environment there. That's why this issue is there. Let me just check that instance out. So please, just one person per group try to do these things.
And maybe whoever is allotted, no, he can give which means address, means at least the username. Maybe other people can see that /home and that after that username.
Right.
Okay, so what
So
is
yeah,
happening in that?
for each group, please share the username which is active, right? So the other people can just log into the user and check out
what is happening. They can check it.
Hello, sir. Actually, sir, by mistake, I ran data.csv file. So it's showing the data, lots of data. So how to escape from there?
data.csv file. You run means how did you run it? Can you share your screen?
Yeah, sir. Well, I open it, sir.
Yeah, you opened it in Vim, or what command did you use? Yeah, just
VI space.
Yeah. Just press colon, and Q. Press enter. Yes.
Okay. VI train underscore data.
To exit Vim, you have to do colon underscore.
If you want, you can use cat command.
Okay. While creating this account in 1DB, it is asking how often do you train the models? Never, few times a year, every month, every week, every day.
Okay. Sir, you can enter like your frequency. I didn't ask me this question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Hello.
Sir, we have to create here a project name with a project name.
Yes, but you have to create a project.
Anything I can give any name.
Anything you can give anything you want.
Then I can create now.
Yeah, if you want to create public, you can create public, but okay.
No, I am creating as a private.
Okay, cool.
So right now,
so you can copy this command, vandb.init. That command is there, right?
vandb.init.
Start a vandb run.
Where, sir?
In the screen only, start a WNB run. The second command, vandb.init. Yeah, this one.
This one.
Yeah, just copy this one. Yeah. Go to the terminal.
Now,
open, yeah. Come back a folder. I think you are in the data folder. So come back. CD space. Yeah. Do ls here. Yeah. Then you can go on vi train.py. Train.py. Yeah. Then you can go down. Yeah. So you can basically replace this wandb.init command. So after config, there's one wandb.init command, right? If you go down the cursor, bring the cursor down. Yeah. Even down, more down, down. After config.
Yes, sir.
So that's the 1DB.
Yeah. So go into insert mode. Yeah.
Insert control.
Press I. Yeah.
Okay.
Go left, arrow key, left arrow key, just
left.
Left, yes. Yeah. Press enter. Yeah. Go up and paste that whatever you have copied.
Okay, sir.
Control Shift V or however that works here.
So it is not working actually.
Control Shift V.
Control Shift V.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then come inside. So left arrow. Yeah. There's a comma after the no, at the end also it's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end also it's fine. Just write config equal to config, right? The same way it's written. The comma should be after this. Yeah.
Okay.
Config is equal to config.
Config.
Yeah.
CONFIG.
Yeah, FIG. Just how it's written in the line below.
Okay,
sir.
okay.
Yeah, config is equal to config. Yeah, you can press escape now. Press down arrow. No. Just one time. Yeah, go up. No, we need to delete one thing. Down arrow. Yeah, down. Yeah, more down, keep going down. Yeah, this line. Go up one arrow. One up arrow. Yeah. Press double D.
Double D.
Yeah, double D. Yeah, so it deleted that line. So that's done. So now you can save this file. So you can press colon. WQ.
WQ.
Yeah, WQ. So that is how you need to do this. Yeah, and press enter. Yeah. So now it's configured for you. So everyone needs to do this
So
thing.
now I have to log in into this. Now.
Yeah. So you have to do OneDB login.
Hello, Anirudh?
Yes.
Yeah, like if others want to see what one person is doing, so how do they take their username and see in their PCs?
Yeah, so they won't be able to see live, but
they can see the folders, right?
Yeah, they can see the folder. They can log into their username, so they can type sudo su to their username. They would be able to see the conda packages. They would be able to see everything. So sudo su and the username of the person who's active on that group.
Okay.
Sudo su username. That will take them to their user. So sir, yeah, just click on this link, which is here.
This link.
Yeah, control click. Yeah. Just copy this. So there's a button there, right? Just click on that button. Yeah. Then go to that terminal, paste and press enter. No, it's already placed. Now it's pasted twice.
Okay.
Press enter again. Press enter, it will say it's wrong. Then we can do it again. Yeah. So do OneDB login. Press up arrow.
Again OneDB login.
Yeah, again. Then just paste it once. It will not show. No, you don't need to go there. You have already copied, so you don't need to go. Yeah. Just press enter. So now it's done. Okay. So you can do OneDB login again.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Just the command. Just the OneDB login. Yeah. Again. So now you see that you're logged in as your username, right? So now everything is correct. So now you can essentially start training your model.
Okay, sir. So then we have to run the command in data.
Yeah. Python train. So fetch. Have you got the data already? Fetch data.py. Do ls. Yeah. Everything is already there. So you can start training, sir. You can.
So what the command here?
Yeah. So cd you come out one folder. Yeah. cd space dot. ls. This is the train.py. So Python train.py. .py. Yes, it started. Yeah, if everything is fine. Okay. If you can you open Python's train.py? I think there's some push which was not went through. VI Python.
VI.
Yeah, VI train.py. Yes, VI train.py. Yeah, go up. There's one push which didn't go through. Yeah, so go to this line from CNN import CNN network. Go down here. Yeah, press double D.
Double D.
Yeah, it's not required that you delete the line. Yeah, you can save this :WQ. WQ, enter. Yeah. So people who are already there, if you can do a git pull again, it will solve this issue. There was a push which didn't go through.
So again, there is problem.
Did you install the requirements of and the Python and everything?
Yes, sir. I think so. But what I have to do, sir?
Okay.
Is
go
there
back.
any?
Yeah, go back. CD space dot. Do ls here once. Yeah, so pip install with space install. Yeah. -r space -r. Yeah, space requirements.txt. Yeah.
Sir, install.
This is already installed.
Actually, Anirudh, there is no librosa in requirements.txt. It's not mentioned. I think.
Okay. Let me just fix it. Sorry for that. Yeah. Can you just do pip install librosa? That will solve it for the while. I'm pushing a fix. I think some fix got.
Pip install
librosa. LIBROSA. Yes.
ROSA.
Yeah. Should fix it. Yeah.
Enter.
Yeah, enter. Yeah.
So now I can try to train.
Yeah. Now you can try to train. I hope everything else is installed. If you try, did you install PyTorch as well? PyTorch was not in the requirements. PyTorch was.
I installed PyTorch.
Okay. Cool.
There is a problem.
No, you have to go to that directory, no? CD SRC, I think.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, people who are in this repo, can you do just git pull again? It will fetch some fixes. So these library issues won't be there. So yeah, the training has started, and you can click on that link to basically monitor your training.
Sir, in this link
you run at the. Yeah, you can do that as well. Anyone is fine. Control click on this link. Yeah. As soon as the epoch will finish, things will start showing up here.
Anirudh, I'm getting like no module name CNN.
Yeah. So can you do a git pull? I think I fixed the push that didn't go through.
Go to that folder and write git pull.
Yeah.
Just go to that folder, write git pull, and yeah, I think it should fix it. If you're not able to do pull, just comment out the line or delete the line in train.py, which was from CNN import CNN network. You can just delete that line. Who is the active user on group 2? I will. Who's using?
I am Sir Jeevan, sir.
Okay. So I will delete data from the rest of the users because that is taking up the disk space, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I can tell it.
Gom, I think you can share your screen so that that issue can be solved.
So I'm trying to look at the disk space of group 2. Currently, only 4 GB is available. This shouldn't be full, and G1 is the active user. So if other people are using it, just pair with G1 and look at what's
Hello.
happening. Hello.
I have shared my screen.
Okay. Yes. What is the issue?
Sir, earlier it was running.
Okay.
I run the Python fetch also. Now it is showing not what you say, not activated or not.
Okay. Okay. So
not found like that, sir.
Yeah. So first
Command
you
not
need to
found like
do conda init.
right now.
Had you done all those steps? So conda
When
init.
I'm trying to what you say, activate lead, sir.
Okay. Okay. No problem. So yeah, you need to do conda space init.
Yes, sir. Earlier it was running, sir. I ran what you say that all the fetch.
Yeah. So I think did you log in from another user? Because that can happen.
Oh, sir. Or do I have to first initialize, sir? Oh no, it is not, sir.
Conda not found. Wow.
Yeah, it was working earlier, sir. I ran that until what you say that when DB, sir.
Achha, you even done that. And now it's so. Did you log out of the instance or come back, or did it?
No, actually, like till the Conda LID was created, I was doing it from my PC.
Okay.
So later,
okay.
I think installing the data. So downloading the data, I think he is done.
Yes.
Can
Yes,
you,
sir. But,
yeah. So
I
it
left
was
the
another
instance
user
one.
was doing it, and I think this group 9 GPU instances was the one using Kaldi also, right? So this can you log into? So Shruti ma'am, were you doing it here or who was?
No, actually, when the breakout rooms was done, no, last when we did to install all that, so I did it. Means
Okay,
I like created all that. So then after that, like he has installed the data, and I don't know. I think train.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure.
And sir, ours is the only that one. Not Kaldi group, sir. Windows Kaldi. Not it was IIT DH.
Yeah,
group.
this group is different, but this instance was there on this group from before. So,
Okay, sir. So what should I do, sir?
Yeah. So can you try to log into? So is there there's a user called Shruti here, right? So can you try to do sudo su Shruti?
Okay,
Let's
sir.
see if those environments are present there.
So from home only or?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You can do sudo.
Okay. Okay.
Sudo su. Okay. Oh, now also there is no conda.
Okay. Can you do conda init now?
Okay, sir. Let me try.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Not found.
Not found.
Maybe, sir, our GPU is maybe someone has stopped or something.
No. Let me try to log into the instance.
Conda has not installed, is it?
No, it is there by default.
It should show the conda folder, no?
OPT conda it should show. Yeah.
Oh, sir, but before
It
sharing
is showing on my
I was
PC.
able to run that.
It
What
is
you
showing,
say?
Shruti ma'am, on your PC?
Yes.
That conda?
Yes.
So you are able to do this conda init?
Yeah. After doing that only, I activated and all that previously whatever was done in the breakout room, no, I was able to do.
Now
sir,
have you checked?
And sir, before sharing this screen, I was also able to do. I shared the screenshot with the Shruti ma'am.
Okay.
Screenshot.
Let me log into the instance and troubleshoot it. Let me check.
Okay, sir.
Sometimes unexpected things will happen.
Eso no sé qué es bueno.
Can you do home Shruti there?
Okay, ma'am. Yours.
Yeah, in mine.
Okay, then again sudo, no, ma'am?
Yeah, you can do CD Shruti.
PWD
you do?
I'm able to see folders on your drive map. So
Yeah, Shruti you do. CD Shruti.
and I'm able to do conda init also somehow.
Yeah, that's what the path is wrong. I think that's why. CD Shruti you do. You will get it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's there. I think.
Yeah, but conda should work, no? So why is
Yeah, you can do conda activate now LID.
Okay, ma'am. Let's me check.
The first conda init? Yeah, conda is still not found.
Nahi, Anirudh sir. This one belongs to Kaldi projects.
Okay.
This is not this one. Group 9. Group 9.
Yeah, group 9. This instance I didn't create. This was already there.
Group 9 GPU, no?
Yeah. I didn't create this instance, but I am able to do conda init on this instance also.
Okay.
So I don't know why.
So are we logged into the wrong one or what?
But I ran that commands and I recorded the screen also, sir. My screen also.
Okay.
Yeah, that 785 was 5 came, sir. After running that everything was coming earlier, sir.
No. It is correct only. No, it is correct only. Whatever you have done, but maybe some problem have happened.
Maybe I can share my screen. I can show. So.
Okay, sir. I will stop.
Okay.
Stopping my screen.
Anirudh sir, you are able to do, no?
Yeah. I'm
able
to do. So, if you can see my screen
maybe
now.
has she conda deactivated?
So see, I did conda init.
Yeah, correct.
And it is there. No, this is group 12. This is group 9. See?
Yeah.
So.
Have you done conda deactivated?
No, conda deactivate is just to come out of the environment, right? So I did conda init, it worked, and now we can see
even
the
if I have deactivated. Okay.
Yeah.
It should show. Yeah, correct.
It is showing all the files in drive as well. So somehow conda env list.
And no module named CNN. Module not found error. What to do?
Yeah, can you put the latest code, or you can comment out that line in the train.py command?
Which line?
Yeah. So if you go to blank, so this is the train.py file, right? So there's a command here from CNN import CNN network. You should just comment it out or delete it, or you can pull the latest code. Okay. So there was a fix which didn't go through in the push somehow. Anyways, so okay, I am able to. Am I able to download the data also? Let me just check. Data is also already here, right? So data already exists. So I think it's working for me. On this is group 12 again. I got used. So I will run Python fetch data. Okay, and now I'm not able.
Again, Librosa not found error.
Yeah, pip install Librosa, or you can pull the latest code. I'm writing one command in the chat. You can just paste it on the terminal. Yeah. This one.
Okay. Should it be pip install or conda install?
Pip install. It will work.
Pip install.
So once you install conda, pip also will work through conda
Okay.
only.
Okay.
Excuse me. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Jeevan.
Yeah. Hi, Jeevan. Yeah.
Sir, in group 2, sir, you cleared the data, right, sir?
I cleared some data. Yes. Is it full again?
Yes, sir. Again, full, sir. It downloaded, sir, but it's not unzipping it.
Let me.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Yes.
Sir, Conda init is working right now. Again, I have relogged, reinitialized, and relogged, sir.
Okay. Congrats. Then you can start this process again.
Just updating, sir.
Yeah. Thanks. Nice. Yeah. Sometimes these strange issues happening because of relogging and some caches, I think.
Just sharing for a few minutes, sir.
Okay.
Right now, sir, it is running. See.
Yeah, right now it's there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is running.
Yeah, now it's running. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. I will have a look at this instance 2 issue.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Anirudh, actually, in my case, it is running, and then actually it is going to epoch 7, and accuracy is increasing from the initial 0.7 to now at epoch 7 it is coming to around like 0.95 kind of, and this is so we are training at the end for where it will stop, and like I'm not sure it is
Okay.
going on, but yeah.
Yeah, I will just tell in a second.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll just share my screen. I'll answer that question. So currently, the training will run for these many epochs. So if you look at the code, so there's this train config.yaml. Okay. So here are the total number of epochs which will run, right? So currently it's 10. You can keep it to 5, 15, 20, whatever be the case. But the thing is, like when you look at your logs, right, the train accuracy and the valid accuracy should flatten out at some point, right? And that is the time when you see that the model has basically learned whatever it can from the data. And if you go to the checkpoints folder, there would be a checkpoint best, checkpoint last, and basically it's storing all the checkpoints from the previous epochs also. So the way I've saved checkpoint best is for the lowest validation loss per batch. Okay, per epoch. So so that is the checkpoint best. So it will run for 10 epochs, but all your checkpoints are there already. So if that answers the question. So you can change here. I mean, you can try out with different number of parameters, different learning rate, try to increase it and see what happens, try to basically do all these hyperparameter optimizations.
So here the number of epoch is the number of iteration, right? It is the number of iteration.
So number of so epoch in terminology is, my terminology is how many times it runs over that whole training data. Okay. So it sees the whole data. So if you look at the training loop, so if you look at the code here, so that is the train loop rules. Okay. So this is the basically the function where everything is happening. So this is, so we start a loop, right? And that is the number of epochs from 0 to 10, right? And then for each epoch, we are basically looping over all of the training data, right? So this is the training data. So number of epochs means number of times the model has seen the training data, essentially. And then for each epoch, we calculate the valid set statistics as well, right? So these are calculated here. And then here, essentially, I'm logging them inside the OneDB.
Okay.
So this is how it's happening.
And then it is displaying in their website.
Exactly.
How can we decide the best batch size?
Yeah, so batch size, so it's a controversial opinion, but how we do is that, so the GPU on your machine is 16 GB, right? We should try to use a batch size which uses that GPU up to full capacity, or at least near full capacity. Otherwise, what is happening is that we are paying for a compute cost, but we are not optimizing the usage of that, right? So when the program is running on your system, you can try to look at the compute usage in the WAN-DB logs, or you can try to look at NVIDIA SMI. Okay, and if you look at the logs here, which is the system logs, and you look at the GPU utilization, right? So you see that it is almost 100% almost all the times, and this is a good place to be because we are completely utilizing the GPU. So current batch size is 64. Okay, if you had reduced this to 32, then you would see that this would ideally drop like almost half. So half of the GPU is not being used, right? So you are paying for some compute cost, but you are not using it. So that's how basically we decide what the batch size should be.
Sir, can you just type NVIDIA-SMI and show? So there also GPU utilization should be 100%, right?
Around 90. So it fluctuates per batch.
Okay.
So it fluctuates per batch. So I'm not on a machine where it is running currently, but if I, so here also it should, this thing here, okay, you would see that it's almost like 14 GB, 15 GB almost. So this thing here is what you should be looking at. And there's one more command, so you don't want to
So
type.
how much it should be there? Like there you showed me, no?
Yeah. So it should be like 40. So this whole GPU is 15.1 GB, right? So it should be around. So it should use the maximum it can. So it should go to 13 GB, 14 GB. The more the better, right? So more you are utilizing the GPU for that particular run, right?
Okay.
And that will fluctuate as we saw there in Vandy logs also. So can do this also. So if you want to just have a look at it while training, there's this command watch, and you can just type it once and it will automatically refresh your NVIDIA screen again and again. You don't need to type it again and again. So this is refreshing the screen every 0.1 seconds. So if the training is running, you can use this also, or you can you look at the 1DB labs also.
Okay. Thank you.
Excuse me, Anirudh. Hello.
Yeah.
Can we run this code on the CPU machines with limited data, just for checking purpose?
Yes, you can. So the code is written in a way. So if you look here, so there's in the train utils.cp, there should be a device. Let me just look for it. It is not here. Is that? I think it's another file. Just let me check. Yeah. So you see, so device is equal to torch.device CUDA. If torch.CUDA is available, LCP. Okay. So what it means is that if you are on a machine on which PyTorch can access CUDA, then the device would be CUDA. Otherwise, it will be CPU by default. But it can also happen that you are on a GPU machine, you want to use CPU. That can also happen, right? So you can basically manually put it to CPU. So whatever the value will have. So device, if CUDA, it will use GPU. If CPU, it will use CPU. And these things matter here. So when you are basically in the training loop, you have to transfer all the things on the GPU to make computations there, right? So when the training starts and we are iterating over the training data, so you see, as soon as I load the data, I'm transferring it to a device, right? So whatever device it's there, either it's a CPU or GPU, it will basically copy the data.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I am trying this on my local machine. Like it has 3 GPUs, but it isn't able to use.
Right.
It is only using 1 GPU.
Yeah. Correct. So the current code is written just for 1 GPU. But if you want to basically use distributed training for your code, then actually with PyTorch, it is fairly straightforward. So what you have to do is data parallel. Okay, so that is there is this command. So PyTorch data parallel, and this is all you have to do actually. Okay, so so there is a model variable, right, where we are loading the model. Let me show it. So it will be in the train.py, I think. So there is a model here, right? So this is the model. Okay, if you want to train it on multiple GPUs, you can directly pass this model into here, torch.nn.data parallel and model. You don't need to give device IDs if you want to utilize all the GPUs, but since you are using 3, this would also work, right? Because default mappings are 0, 1, 2. So you can just pass your model into this data parallel module, and by default, then your model will be in a distributed mode. You don't need to add anything else, actually.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
Yeah, you can try this out. I have not tested it out. There can be some mismatches while loading a checkpoint. We have seen that, but essentially this is the only thing you need to do.
Okay.
So, yeah,
I'll try.
yeah, sure.
So we can go for the testing part, or
Yeah, so everybody has run the.
Sir, can you please have a look at my screen because it's taking unusually longer and I'm not sure if I'm doing it
Okay,
correctly.
yeah, sure, yeah.
No, sir. Group 2, sir.
Oh, group 2. Oh, I think, yeah, your instance has almost no space. Let me just figure it out.
Sir, it's coming like this.
Yeah, it's not able to save. This is group 2.
Group 6.
Group 6. Okay, can you kill this trading? Can you kill it? Just continue.
we have increased to 100
it,
GB, no, for
it
this
increased,
one.
right? It increased, or for how much time is it stuck there?
No, it is going through, but going very slowly, like very gradually, like 70 out of 164.
Wow, this is 38 hours. This is not running on a GPU. I think your machine is not basically interacting with the GPU. Group 6, is it?
Yeah, group 6.
Yeah, let me just check out your machine. I think this NVIDIA SMI is not working on your machine. Just let me check it out. Yeah, the NVIDIA SMI is not working. I will try to repatch the driver, I think. So that's the issue. It's running on a CPU, it's not running on a GPU for you.
I think I'm logging into the GPU. Is it not running in the GPU?
No. NVIDIA SMI is not running on your machine. I'll just try to basically patch it and see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's using a pre-trained model, correct? Some BGG something.
Yeah, so it's using a ResNet model. So ResNet model, yeah, ResNet architecture. I will explain how we are using that. We have to do a little changes to basically use it for the auto generation.
You have written pre-trained equal to pre-trained. You are not using pre-trained. Only architecture you are using.
Only architecture you are using. We are not using the weights.
Okay.
That's false. The reason is that ResNet is trained on ImageNet data, right? So
correct.
So ImageNet data is very different from spectrograms. So we didn't see any benefit of using those weights. So
I have no benefit.
yeah, because real world images are very different from how spectrograms look like. So that's why we didn't use the pre-trained weights. So I patched the driver on group 6 instance. I think maybe just install PyTorch again and try to run the training. It should work on GPU this time.
Install PyTorch again.
Yeah, maybe. Let me just check. What's the environment name? It's Conda. LID, right? LID is your environment name?
Yes, yes.
Let me check if you need to install it again. Second.
Environment name.
It's LID. I'm able to log in. So just
IEEE does LID project and install it.
You don't need to install PyTorch again. It's able to access. Okay, so you can directly run training. It should run much faster now. Remember one thing: just remove the checkpoint folder which is there. Otherwise, it will start training from the last checkpoint. Okay, that's
okay. What should I do? Like VM.
Yeah, just remove the checkpoint folder. The checkpoint folder completely to start training again.
How do I remove? Sorry.
RM -R checkpoint. That will remove the folder, right? So
okay. RM -RF, right?
Yeah, -RF also. But don't remove something else. Just the checkpoints. Yeah.
Okay. So I've removed this.
Checkpoints. Yeah. So
yes, checkpoint I've removed. Yes.
Okay. Now you can start training again. It will work on a GPU.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Yeah.
Sir, after epoch 10, there is a error.
Which error is that? Yeah.
Can I say?
I've stopped sharing.
Yeah, sure.
So 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
In 10, there is some error.
Can you do df -h? df space -h space no space. Yeah, press enter. Yeah, I think that's the reason. Your drive is full. So if some other person has logged into this instance and downloaded data, they should remove it. Or yeah, you should look into other users' data and remove it if they have done so. So that's the reason.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello, Anirudh.
Hi.
Like,
sir, that's why this is like this, na?
Yeah.
After. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, I was running for, say, for example, 10 epochs, and by mistake I have done Control-C and it stopped at 7th epoch.
Okay.
So when we test it, we have to the parameters will be used for 7th epoch, right? Or I have to train it again.
So the current code is written in a way that it takes the last checkpoint by default in the checkpoint directory. Okay. So if you resume training again, it will resume from the last checkpoint if you haven't deleted the checkpoint folder.
Oh, okay. So now if I test it, so it will take the 7th epoch's checkpoint, right?
Test means how?
No. Further, whatever inference part you will do, that thing I'm asking.
Yeah. So that depends. So in inference path, I have to specify the checkpoint name, right? So
okay.
So there it depends what I specify.
So by default, is it not the last checkpoint?
By default, no. It depends on how the code is written. It is not.
But you can run it again, Ayush. It will take from the last checkpoint. So from the 7th, it will by default take.
If you run it again, it will take from the last.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you run the training again.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing I think was asking. So I think it's important to see what's happening here. So yeah. So if you are able to see my screen, so there's this model.py. So I'll just show what's happening here and what we are doing here. So I am inside some instance. Okay. So I'll just import this ResNet. Okay, and then there is this command which is instantiating the model, right? So this is basically I am taking the model. Okay, so this is false. So now this model is loaded in this variable. Okay. In PyTorch, what you can do is you can simply look at the layers like this. So if you type it on the console, you see that ResNet architecture is this, right? So basically it has a convolutional block, then a sequential block, then a basic block, and all these inside you can see as well what all is happening, what's the batch norm, what's the activation function, all these things. And you see that in the end, the number of features out is 1000, right? Why this is 1000? Because it's trained on ImageNet. ImageNet has 1000 categories, right? That's why it is 1000. When we are using this model for our code, we have to do some changes, right? Because our number of categories which are going to be outputted are 3 in this case, because there are 3 languages, right? Kannada, Gujarati, and Telugu. And there's one more thing which we need to do. So here the input is a RGB image. So basically it has 3 dimensions. Okay, but power spectrogram doesn't have 3. So it's basically it's just 1. So we have to basically change these values here. Okay, so you can access these layers just like classes in Python. Okay, so you can just write model.fc and it will give you the basically what the linear layer is. So the FC is the fully connected layer, right? And this you see is the linear layer which has in features and out features and some bias. So what we need to do here is that since our number of classes is 3, so you have to basically change the number of features to out features to 3 here. Okay, so num classes is not required. Out features is out underscore features is 3. Okay, so once you do that, okay, import torch dot in as nn there. So once you do this, and if you look at your linear layer now, so you see that now it has only three output features, and this is what you need, right? You need a probability distribution over 3 classes and not 1000 categories, right? So this is very important, that you need to change the model architecture depending on what you are trying to measure, right? And also while entering the network architecture, as we saw that the first convolutional block, the con1, had 3 channels, and our spectrograms are mono channels. So basically we have to basically change that as well. So if you look at the model.con1 now, see it has 3 channels, 64 pixels and all these things, but we need to change this. So you have to basically override this with the correct number of channels which are there in your data. Okay, so once you do this and you look at the model.con1, see that now it has changed. Earlier it was 3 and now it is 1. So this is was the tweak which we needed to do basically, so that we could pass our audio spectrograms into this ResNet framework to make it work. Right? Okay. Pandu, does that answer the question? I think this was.
Yes, it is fine. Yeah.
Sir,
maybe you can once maybe describe that training procedure, maybe in the train underscore utils folder.
Sure.
That maybe others can able to know that.
Sure. Yeah. So inside this training, a lot of things are happening, right? And
excuse me, Andrew sir, please zoom slightly.
Okay. Yeah. Is it better now?
Yes, now it's visual.
Okay. Thanks. So yeah, if you look at any
deep learning algorithm, right, there are some standard steps which need to happen. Okay, so if you look at the train.py file, so here you will see what are the basic steps, and without getting lost in the intricacies of things, I think it's first better to just look at what's happening here, right? So here, first we are setting the device. I already explained why we do this. Then there's this train parameters, and there are these training hyperparameters which we can load, which specifies some where's the training data, what batch size we want to use, what learning rate we want to use, and we can specify as many parameters we want, right? If we want to. So the ideal practice is don't hard code any numerical value in your training file. Otherwise, it's difficult to keep track of, right? So you keep that in a separate config file and basically access those variables in this way. Okay. Then once you have basically set your hyperparameters, got your data, got the location of the data, so there's something known as a data loader in PyTorch. Okay. So if you look at the data loader, so this is nothing but this, and this is coming from the speech data generator class. So this is basically the PyTorch data loader. So every PyTorch data loader should have a len function and a get item function. Okay, so the len function gives you the length of all of the audio files which are present. So if you look at this, so basically the manifest would be the CSV file, and if you strip the line by comma and get the first column, that would be the path of the file, and label would be the first column, right? The 0, 1 if you look at. So the length of any one of this would give you the length of the total data set. Okay, and then get item is another basically PyTorch function in which you have to basically output the ID and the label, okay, given the index. So suppose I want to look at the 10th example in the training folder. So how are we accessing that, right? So audio link would be cell.audio links. So these are here, the ID. So this is I get the path of the audio, right? Similarly, I get the class of the audio, right? And there's this another data folder which is basically calculating the power spectrogram of the audio. You can have a look at that, how it's being done here. And then you are just basically converting them to NumPy arrays and returning them. So this is the basic structure of any PyTorch data loader. It has a len function and a get item function. Okay, get item means get a single feature and single label. Example, given the ID, and ID would be there depending on what the data is, how it looks like. Here it's a CSV file, so basically you can simply index the list, right? So that's here. Okay. So once the PyTorch data loader is done, so here is the loader. So there are two loaders. There's a train data loader. There's a valid data loader, right? Then as I explained, so get model basically changes the ResNet architecture into something which can process our data, right? So get model function does that. Then any basically deep learning algorithm, you have to specify an optimizer, right? So here we are using Adam optimizer, and this is the way to basically call that in PyTorch. So you have to pass all the parameters inside the optimizer, and you have to give the learning rate as well, right? And then you have to specify the loss for categorical for classification problems. This loss makes a lot of sense. The cross entropy loss. So the classes can be 2, 3, 4, doesn't matter. This loss works well for any number of classes. I mean, people can look into that if they want to look at the implementation details. So here is just the config, as I said. So this config is just basically a set of hyperparameters which are saved with each run in the RANDB logs, right? And then we just train the model. So the major heavy lifting is happening in this function, right? So if you look at this function, so look at this. So this file has a lot of things. We don't want to look at it. Just concentrate on this one for now. So it has some input arguments, right? So this is the start epoch, the number of epochs, the device, the valid slot main output, the loaders, the model, the optimizer, the criterion, whether you want to use CUDA or not, checkpoint save path, and do you want to save checkpoint for each epoch or not, right? All these things it is taking as input. Okay. Now what's happening inside is it's a good practice to basically also have a learning rate scheduler with your optimizer. Because it can happen that you are in a situation where the loss is not decreasing on the validation set. So this reduce LR on plateau means that if it sees that the loss is not decreasing by some amount, and all the details can be read on the PyTorch documentation of how we can input details here. But if the loss is not decreasing on the valid set, it decreases that learning rate. So tries to basically balance the learning rate in between the run, and that is very important sometimes. And then it's basically the valid loss min it sets to some value. Usually when we are starting training, it's the minus infinity value because there's no value of the valid loss as of now, right? So that is one thing. Then there's another command, vandb.watch model. So I don't know how many of you finished training, but once training is finished, there's also these model weights which can be visualized here. Let me just, for some reason, okay, maybe they didn't show up. I'll see. So basically,
model weights and bias also it will show.
Yes, it will show.
Okay.
Yeah. So for each epoch, so you will see how the weight is converging to a value, and that's very interesting. Sometimes, most of the times, it's a normal distribution for weights. Very interesting to look at. So this basically will output all the weights in biases to the Van de Velde system. Okay. So this is just some ad hoc things that we do. So the checkpoint folder where you want to save the checkpoint, right? So this will create the current checkpoint, the names of the checkpoint. So this will basically just create that directory if it's not present and all those things. So if it's present, does not present, it creates a folder. If it's present, then it loads the previous checkpoint, and all these things are happening here. Right? And create output directories is just basically creating these directories. Okay. So the main heavy lifting is here. So for each epoch, right, we are basically keeping track of these things, right? Train loss, valid loss, train predict, valid predict, train predict, valid. Oh, it's 2 times. Temp predict, and so these temp predict and temp target. So these are used to basically store values ad hoc in between epochs. Okay. So here you have basically turned the model into a training mode. So there's a difference between a training and an eval mode. So in eval mode, basically all your dropout is disabled. So when you want to test your model, you want to use the full computational power of your model. You want to disable any dropout which is happening, any regularization which is happening. But while training, if there's a dropout, you want to use that. So that's why between for every training batch, you basically put it in training mode. Then you basically iterate over the train data loader, right? So these is the train data loader, and TQDM just is a progress bar, which you see while training, right? Then you load this data to GPUs or whichever device you want to use it on, right? So this is there. Optimizer.0grad is basically to flush out all the previous gradients which are there. So for each batch, they should be flushed out. Otherwise, it can create problems. Then this is just a single forward pass. The model, the data, it's a single forward pass. This is the loss, and this is the back propagation step, and this is the optimizer source dot step. So this is the basic train, right? So this is what we learn in deep learning, that get the data, set the optimizer to 0 grads, calculate the loss, do the back propagation, and then basically update the step in which direction you should move in the next step, right? So this is all just 4 lines of code essentially, right? Because everything is basically optimized by PyTorch or many other deep learning frameworks. I think all these things are very streamlined now. And after that, basically you are just calculating the predictions on your output, right? And then you are doing this juggling basically to calculate batch-wise loss and predictions for the training. Okay. So this is basically a running average over the training batch, and this is some juggling basically to keep track of the batch-wise statistics. And then once your batch is done, you want to basically evaluate on the valid set as well. So you put the model in your eval mode, right? You do the same thing. So you basically enumerate, you loop over the valid data loader, right?
and then you see that if you want to use CUDA or not, you want to move those data and target to that particular device. You do a forward pass, right? And then you do the loss, the valid loss, and everything. So it's the same thing again, but you are just not basically doing the back propagation and the optimizer dot step here in the valid loss, because that can only come from the training. So you calculate the same things here again, and then you can calculate the epoch-wise statistics, the accuracy score, the F1 score, everything. And you can print some things, you can log some things, and this is how basically the training load is done. And in the end, if you see that the valid loss is not decreasing, you basically set whether to decrease the learning rate or not using the scheduler. Okay. And for us, what we are doing is that if the current loss is less than the minimum, that means that the current batch is the best. Current epoch statistics are the best. So in that case, basically just save that checkpoint and replace that. So this becomes the best checkpoint. Okay. So this is essentially a training loop for any deep learning training. I mean, the loss functions can change, the data loaders can change, but essentially all these steps are common in them. Any questions? Anything which is not very clear?
Sir, this decision of the language, is it utterance level or frame level?
Yeah, this is the utterance level information. There's no frame level information here.
Okay. So inference is at
At
frame
an utterance level.
Utterance level.
Yes.
Yeah, Anirudh.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah. So in this, we are using ResNet architecture.
Yes.
So the input here we are providing as a two-dimensional or what?
It's a two-dimensional.
So that means whatever input one-dimensional signal, we are going to convert it into a spectrogram.
Yes.
And then we are feeding.
Exactly. And that is also here. So in the utils, if you look at how it's done, so basically you load the file, you create the spectrogram,
Yes.
And you create the magnitude, take the log, normalize it. So basically you convert a 1D into a 2D and then pass it. Right.
And where we are making the size of the architecture same as our input data.
Yeah. Here.
How we are resizing the things.
Yeah, here. So if you look here, so the spectrogram length I've taken as 400 frames. Okay. But you can increase it, decrease it. This is also a hyperparameter, right? So depending on the shape, I'm just slicing out a part of a spectrogram from each utterance which is there, right? So, but yeah, this is a hyperparameter which people can play with, of course. Yeah. And all these, I mean, the window length, the hop length, all these things, I mean, these are all tunable, right? So these can be tuned. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Anirudh, where we are setting the output nodes?
Output node means
like architecture may have designed for some classes.
Exactly. Yeah. So here, if you look at the model.py, so as I was showing that we first load the model, right? And here, so the model.fc, this is the fully connected there in the end.
Yes.
Okay. And we are changing the number of outputs to number of classes we have.
Okay.
Right. And this comes from the config file, which we have specified. So in this case, current case, it is 3, but it can be anything, 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question. So, sir, in the source file, if we go, we have actually this itself is a project. I think sir has written this, right? I mean, this project is written by sir. Or
this project is written by sir means?
By you.
Yeah. This project is written by me and my team. Yeah.
Okay. So we have all this train.py for training the
train
data.
config.caml, yeah, train
Yeah,
English.
and model.py is for like maybe
Model,
related model
yeah.
files, and then fetch
Yes.
data,
Yes.
then data loader,
Yes. Yes.
then config.yml files is also there.
Yes.
So all this suppose like we are using it, like sir has
Yeah.
instructed us and we have to use it like that. But
Yeah.
how do you design this? Like in the
Okay.
beginning, you may be thinking, "No, okay, we have to
Right,
create
right.
this product. Then how do we design?
Right,
How do
right,
we
right,
start?
right. Yeah.
Can you
So,
give some information?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, so all the code is segregated into different files, right? And essentially you can do the same thing in a single file also, right? There's no harm in doing that. You can create a single file, you can load everything there, and do all these things. Why we do it like this is because it makes the code more readable. Okay. And how to design it, I think that's a skill which we acquire with time. And I am also still learning, because I am also coming from a research background. But so this is called object oriented design, basically. Okay, and there are books for that. There's a lot of literature for that. There's no wrong or right answer. So what we try to do is basically try to keep the code as modular as possible. So the parts which don't interact with each other, they are in a separate file. For example, if you look at a train file, okay. So if you just keep reading this file, you will see that how training is happening, okay, without getting into the details, okay. So if you look at this file, so it is importing a lot of things from here and there. Then it's loading the hyperparameters, then load data labels. Okay, if you want to know the details, you can look at this file. But if you don't, then you know that okay, the data loader is here. Okay, so that is how we essentially design it. So get model is basically just fetching the model, changing all the dimensions to whatever we need, and then you're getting the model here. So this is just to abstract out the details so that the main points are easy to follow. Because in the long run, what happens is, suppose this becomes a 500 to 600 line code file in the end, right? In that case, if you look at your own code after 6 months, it will be difficult to follow. It happens sometimes, right? That we look at our code after a long time and it's difficult to follow even for ourselves. Some variable names are not standard, or the code file is so big that it's difficult to keep track of what's happening inside the code itself, right? So in this way, it is also easy to debug that what's wrong somewhere. Optimizer is here, criterion is here. If you want to have, so this basically gives you the train model. If you want to have a look at what happens inside training, you can go have a look inside. So basically, it abstracts out the details from the main flow. That's what is being done here. It takes some practice, but yeah, I mean, if you start writing code in such style, you will see immense benefit in doing this.
Thank you, sir. Actually, yeah, I was interested to think in this way. Like, wanted to know like how things come in the mind at the start of the project. How do we go ahead?
Right.
Mr. Anirudh, I have a small doubt. In the train.py, actually we have commented out the line that imports CNN network.
Yes.
But it has been used actually. If we have commented, that means that feature is not required in the training.
Yeah. Okay. So that was something I was testing out, and it's fixed. So from CNN import CNN network, that means a CNN.py file should be here.
Okay.
And that is not here. So I was testing something out, and that push code didn't update when I was pushing the code.
Okay. So it is not required
It is
for
not
this
required.
particular
It is
block.
not required.
It is no, and another thing is we are fetching the data.
Yeah.
And so how the data is prepared for this actually.
Right.
Can you give some idea?
Yeah. So what I have done is basically I have just for the sake of the conference and for people, so that people can complete the training in that stipulated time, I have just taken the test sets of the OpenSLR data sets. Okay, so there's OpenSLR data, OpenSLR. I mean, I think everyone knows about it. So OpenSLR resources. So here, if you look, so there would be Kannada, there would be Telugu, there would be a lot of other languages. So I have taken 3 Indian languages. I have just downloaded their test sets. Okay, so they have these test sets, and then I have basically uploaded them into a bucket which can be accessed. So if you see, have a look at the bucket part. Okay, so this is a public bucket which we have created in our Google Cloud account, and I have hosted the data there. So it is just downloading from there. Okay. And each language is in a different folder, and that's why I'm able to do all this analysis, because I already know how the data looks like. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Actually, we have finished the training successfully.
Okay.
So then, how to in for the testing or something like that? What is the next step actually?
Yeah, next step is testing. But yeah, I think participants should try it out first themselves. So that will give you some insight in the code. So you don't have to do anything. Just that you have to load the checkpoint. Just try to go through the code, and you have to do the same thing which is happening in the validation batch, but do it for a single sample. And if you face some doubts, I think I will clear that out tomorrow in the doubt session, if that is okay, Jagbandhu sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think if you try it and try to see how the model is loaded, you will get some errors. Try to debug it. I think that would be a very valuable thing to learn.
What is the file name you told?
So once you finish the training, there should be a checkpoints folder in your directory structure.
Okay. Yes.
And inside that there should be the checkpoint best.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can load that model and try to infer it on. So data is with you also, right? So the data, LID data, you can take any audio and try to infer and see what kind of performance you are getting. I mean, you should try, but if not, I will clear it in the doubt session tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Mr. Jagabandhu, the session ends here or something more? Hello, Jagabandhu.
Yeah, please.
Session ends here or?
Anirudh, do you want to take more or?
Yeah, I think I have done from my side. So I think participants are able to train. As I said, let them try to go through the code a little bit, try to infer. I will basically give the infer code tomorrow in the doubt session, if that is it.
Okay. So my final testing you will take tomorrow at doubt session. Okay, fine.
Correct.
Fine. Maybe the session ends here, so maybe we will meet tomorrow 10 o'clock.
Thank you, sir. Anirudh, sir.
Thank you, Samudra Vijay sir. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Sir, please help us to reduce increase disk space.
I will do that. I will increase your boot disk space in group 2. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Please don't forget to close the instances whatever you're using, or I will close it. Okay. Just okay. Thanks everyone. Jagbandhu sir, is that all? Can we leave? Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Maybe we can leave tomorrow. We will meet. Yeah. Thank you, Anirudh.
Thank you, Anirudh.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anirudh. Thank you all.